What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cultural Talks. This week we have a special guest. He's the reason we're late, but it's cool. We like him a little bit.
My bad.
It's me, Lamont, aka God's Dirty Hands.
It's me, Vanessa Phillips, aka Vanessa Phillips.
Me, Andre Jackson, aka Andre Jackson.
I'm the only one with an AKA, but it's cool. Well, this week's episode is going to be extra special, just off of the fact that addiction. I think everybody deals with addiction in some way, shape, or form. There's multiple different addictions. I know when people think of addiction, it's drugs. That's the first thing. But we live in a day and age where social media and your cell phone is an addiction as well. And then, everything. Sex, money becomes an addiction. Everything in reality. Anything. I mean, y'all want to say any addictions that I missed?
Oh, yeah. Soda, weed, like I said, hair pulling. Hair pulling is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Amy Schumer just came out and said that. You know who she is, right?
Yeah, Amy Schumer's a comedian, right?
Yeah. She just came out and she said that she has patches of both spots because she has. It's not funny, guys.
No, his face was funny.
I'm serious. I'm like, I'm giving you that look. Like,
yeah.
Hair pulling.
Yeah, hair pulling. Yep. What else?
I hope she takes care of that. Like, I hope that is something that she.
Yeah. Purging, like people like
you said
bulimia
that, I thought
and
niggas
stuff like
was
that.
killing people.
No, like when you go to the
That's coming
bathroom
pretty
and you
soon.
and you throw up. That's.
Oh yeah, but eating too is an addiction to eating disorders.
Yeah.
Also, you're gonna see two different camera views, y'all. I'm gonna keep flipping, so just hang in there with us, guys. Hold on. Leilani, hold on. We got different angles. You already know. You already know. Josh said, welcome, Andre. # Andre in the chat. And then my cousin said lion, food. Josh said weed, drugs, habits, caffeine. Yeah. Then hold on. We got different angles, Yeah. I had two mics that we were going to share, but they was giving me trouble, and I said, fuck it. So I didn't have time for that. If anybody want to call me or Vanessa or have a little rant in chat, y'all could do that.
Oh, yes, or talk your shit.
Yeah, if y'all want to call in, talk your shit, please do. Because once this addiction topic gets started, it's gonna be pretty heavy, I believe. It should be something that can carry itself at least an hour in conversation with you guys, which should be very interesting to see everybody's points of views.
Yeah. And
how y'all feel. He said, y'all not hashtagging. Welcome, Andre. He's on it.
I'm trying to think.
Good looks. My man's.
Of talk your shit. Did you have anything going on this week that you like upset about?
Baby mama drama, dog.
Oh man. Yeah.
Listen, I'll just say this, right? Anybody who know me, you can say a lot about me. And you can't say I'm a bad dad. So when the lies start going about my parenting, it takes me to an evil place, and then I gotta reset. Like, I had to take a few days off work. But
yeah,
if I react the way I want to react, this is not going. So maturity and growth. Shout out to my therapist, Patty.
Yeah.
But sometimes no reaction is a better reaction.
That's right.
If you think about it, sometimes it's reacting back. You don't need nothing.
Yep, silence is the way to tell somebody to fuck off.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, the devil been trying me, boy. He been trying.
My talk your shit moment would be when I spazzed out on the teacher. Not the teacher, the lady at the office. I called, right? Trying to be a nice mom and and say that my daughter was sick. She was sick. She was in the hospital all night. Came home at 4 a.m. I messaged her teacher because we have an app. Whitehall is the best thing. They have an app, so we communicate all the time.
That's what's up, damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They can't even miss class.
Right, no. We got emails.
They check in on apps.
Even if someone picks them up, like I pick them up and they still be like, oh, your kids act. I know I just picked them up, but I respect that. I respect it.
So I messaged the teacher. My daughter has stomach issues. Mm-hmm. So I messaged the teacher, like she knows. And I called, to report that she was absent. They were like, well, has she been absent a lot? And I'm like, yeah, she has been. Yeah. Well, you need to make sure that she brings a doctor's note. I always provide a doctor's note. What are you talking about? I was so frustrated. And I was like, you know what? I'm hanging up. And I hung up, messaged her teacher, like, is Kiani sending you her absent, like, letters and stuff? She's like, she always says, so, don't worry about that. I'm like, oh, okay. I called him. I was like, this fucking bitch.
So it was just somebody who didn't know what the hell they
were doing. Yeah, I was ready to have a meeting, though. Wasn't aware. I was ready to have a meeting. Yes, I was.
And the crazy shit
Dear
is...
Sally.
Yeah, because...
I have a bone to pick with you.
Ready to get that bitch fired.
Because don't you have, like, a whole plan the doctor sent over? So everybody's supposed to know. So it's like...
Plan.
I'm not under... I just don't got energy. Because then, once you let that little straw break the camel's back, hey, you can... I'm cool. I'm cool. I'll stay. I let her curse him out. That's what I was like... Man, fuck that bitch, man. She don't know what she's talking about. Yeah. You want to go, though? we can go, though.
I was ready to have a meeting for real.
Oh, my God.
I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. It either takes having a meeting or just spaz it out. No. 1, 2, 3. Or just 3 words. Like, just 3 words. 3 little words. Like,
yeah. I was like, excuse me?
I feel like people be, like, in that situation, right? She probably didn't want to be at work. Probably got it, you know what I'm saying, didn't get dick last night. So she just come to work aggressive, rude. And it's like, yo, your job, though, is your customer service in a sense.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You're
like
people facing.
Yeah, like, you know how many times I worked as an assistant manager and boy was literally being racist to my face, old head. And I'm still like, sir, can I help you? Da 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 da. And I held my composure until my boy was like, yo, he was being racist towards you. Did you notice that? Now my blood started boiling because I'm like, all right, you weren't tripping. And he comes back in like 2 minutes after retail. And he just walked out. And then he's just like, y'all people and shit. And I'm like, I'm about to knock this old nigga out now. Like, I'm like, you know what? Think about your kids. Because that's what they do. To see anybody else miserable makes them happy. Don't give them that. That's what I learned. Now I just, you won't see me stress. You won't hear me complain. I'm over it. I'm not dealing with that shit.
I definitely have dealt with that out here. Like, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So, like, you're from a major city. So, it's not really, like, you don't see a lot of that shit at all. Like, so I grew up very just urban, just chill. But went to school with Asians. Went to school with Spanish, whites, all types of people. So, when I came out here for the very first time, and I moved to Pennsylvania 9 years ago. Like, this is my 9th year now. And I transferred to Center Valley from working with Wells Fargo, and from there to over here, completely different story. In Center Valley, I didn't know about Center Valley. I didn't really do my research on whether or not they're, are they racist out there or are they not. Like, I don't really look at that. I don't look at color. I don't look at people as like, as racist or anything like that. So I come to Center Valley. I transferred, and there's this big dopey fat dude, white guy, comes in and whatever, come to service. He's like, oh, where you from? First thing that came out of his mouth. As I'm like trying to, service him and give him his money, and he goes, "Where you from?" And I said, "Why does that matter?" He goes, "Cause you look like you're from Allentown."
Hey, yo.
I just moved here, like I was, you know what I mean? I just moved to Allentown. Yeah. I don't know what that meant, but I just knew it was disrespectful. So I was like, what? So I'm like, as a matter of fact, you can take a transaction, you can take your business elsewhere. Like, straight like that, right off the bat. Like, and he was like, and then my assistant manager, she's white, like, you know what I mean? And, no offense, but she's white, and she's like, we can't be doing that. We have to service him. I said, well, if you want to service him, then you can, but I'm not going to tolerate nobody telling me that I look like I'm from someplace. I said, that doesn't even make any sense. I said, but that's completely up to you. You can go ahead and do what you got to do.
Right. Yeah.
I ain't got time for it.
Not today.
That ass, like, and that's how I handle it. That's how I handle a lot of situations like that. Yeah. Like, you pick and choose your battles, like, because honestly, today, like, I'm old. I'm 33. Like, I'm really not trying to get into a scuffle with you, because at the end of the day, as long as you're not putting your hands on me, you have to say something completely on some
some real. There's
it has to be really, really, really to get me to point A to point B.
You shouldn't slap a man. You shouldn't spit on a man. And you shouldn't tell a man to suck your dick. Those are the I'm just saying that's real. Like, if you smack me, I'd rather you, I don't even know, spit on me. At least I'm like,
oh, no.
I don't know, because they're both, either way I'm going to snap. You just smack me like, first of all, people don't understand. They used to smack slaves. They wouldn't punch a slave, they'll smack them. So now you calling me a Negro. Okay. That's how, all that shit, I take all the same. don't spit. I mean, I shouldn't, because I tell people, suck my dick, pussy, but that's because I want a reaction out of them. A lot of these people, they just want, I don't know, man, that's just evil to me. Like, I can't do that. When they get racist, I just be like,
yeah, you gotta pick. Yeah, it's definitely pick and choose your battles, especially when you're older.
Yeah, I'm
not
gonna lose money over no racism.
I still get like really appalled. Like I still get baffled. Like when the old man didn't want my help.
Oh no, I would have left that old dumbass nigga.
Shit. Like to me, I was just like, how dare he? Like I'm trying to help you.
Nigga bleeding on the floor. I don't want your help.
Right. Like, well, forget you then.
Hey,
bleed out. Not my problem.
Listen,
it's crazy.
This is why sometimes I don't. It sounds messed up.
When you don't help
but if
people?
I were to see an older white man, I want to help him. It's like Josh's story when he helped the old lady. She was white. She wasn't racist, but the husband was. I've done help older white women and they're fine, but it's always like the older white men. Like if they hate us, like bro, I ain't do nothing to you. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to, help you out and shit. But you know how that goes.
Right.
There's always, the shit is not going away.
It's never going away.
It's not going away. I think it's definitely how we respond to it. I mean, they want the black to come out, or they want like that ethnicity of what you are to really, like what they label us as, like, like the, look at that black person. They're always fighting on the streets and stuff. They're always so loud.
Hoodlums.
But that's what I was saying. Where the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock, they fell into the trap.
Yeah, they did.
It's that.
That's another thing that I looked at too when I judged it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Will. Like everybody know. I mean, anybody who know me know I'm a fan of the Smiths. Like,
right.
I got the book. I read it. Like, completely about their motto, but he completely contradicted himself in the situation. And I didn't even watch the whole thing. I watched the snippets, but just with the snippets alone, that gives you enough information. But that was just like, I was just like, damn, come on, bro. At first, I thought it was a publicity stunt. Like, I really thought it was. Like, nah, I wasn't believing nothing. Nobody was saying, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Nobody said he is at the Oscars. That shit is not happening. Like, he did not go up there and really smack this dude on purpose. So I was just like, damn. And then come to find out that all this apologies and the Oscars want to take their award away and stuff like that. And
he resigned.
Yeah, apparently he resigned. I'm like, oh no, this.
And now they're trying to cancel Will.
I mean, first off, you can't cancel Will. Come on, get out of here.
I mean, Will, they got too much money, but
yeah, you can't cancel Will. But again, it's like you said, they put us in situations for us to hang ourselves. In a sense, no offense.
Right.
I mean, slave. Ooh, hold on, let me see. All right, we since we were talking our shit, that's why I wanted to check. But people don't even understand, like, they don't value us as people in general because lynching just became a hate crime.
Right. Come on now.
Like literally, it's a hate crime. Like what? So okay.
400 plus years.
Yeah. Right. Emmett Till, like all this shit, like, man, listen. We're still in a day and age where we ain't really any better off than back then in the reality. We're really not, because we don't really do for ourselves and we don't teach ourselves right. We don't teach the younger generation. You go to the hood right now, it's a bunch of, you got 40-year-old niggas still out there, and all they telling the young boys is get money, get bitches, instead of, yo, go build your credit. Know what I'm saying? Go buy some land, and that's how you do it. First off, you buying them diamonds, you don't understand them diamonds. The value depreciates immediately. Buy gold. If you're going to buy jewelry, buy gold, buy silver, that holds more value than when you're buying this. Because you could buy gold today for $30 a gram, and then tomorrow it'd be $60. You just came up. But they don't teach you that. They just teach you the bare minimum.
I think the biggest of important, and this probably goes back to your first segment when you guys were talking about, not your first one, one of your segments. And when I was saying that we need to like really like pass on the hand, like, you know what I mean? Like if you see somebody or you hear somebody and like in a situation, you try to help. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever you know, you try to pass on that type of education to that next person to try to help them elevate. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest problem that we have in our country in general, or I mean just the world probably, because people are just very fucking selfish. Like, they're either about themselves or just their immediate circle. And sometimes it takes to expand outside that immediate circle or that environment that you're in order to really progress. Yeah. And it doesn't. Again, it takes a village. It takes a community. It takes a country. It takes a nation. You know what I mean? Like, it takes all of that for you to be able to make powerful moves. And if you stay in that same situation, same stagnant, if you don't move around or if you don't travel and see that, you know what I mean, that it's not like this everywhere. Yeah. You got to really like dive in deeper, soul search if you have to. Self-reflection is a big one. People don't do self-reflection. Yep. People don't sit back and be like, oh, damn, like today, like what could I have done today to make today a better situation than what I was in? I was in a negative situation, so it's not all the time that something is happening to you. It's what did you contribute to that situation to become the situation?
You gotta learn from the negative and from the positive.
Exactly, and turning negatives into positives. Like people don't know. I don't know why that's such a problem. It took me a while, so I'm not even gonna sit up here and talk that shit because me and you've been having a conversation. We've been talking about this shit. Like it takes a while, but if you're getting that information or from other people and you learn from other people's experiences, because sometimes is within itself is a deterrent. Yep. Like because I'm learning that now. Like I'm like, damn, like I don't want to be in that. I don't want to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a deterrent for me. Like I think that's important, but a lot of people need to learn that lesson themselves, and it sucks.
I agree.
Yeah, let me start reading some of these comments real quick. We got a few I see bumping up over here. I ain't asking for a lot. I'm just asking y'all to hashtag welcome Andre. He is on it. Let's pin that. Oh, shit, it won't let me. Damn, I lost everything, guys. Give me a second. No, I lost all them comments, bro.
Okay, it says, you do a damn good job, bro.
Yeah, I seen that one.
Black Kev said, nah. Who's the black dude?
Oh, my God.
Josh said, what does you look like you're from Allentown even mean? Can't even imagine what card he was going to try to play next. Mm-hmm. Now I know you're being mean when you tell me you're stupid. Shaking my damn head. Or SMD. So I won't laugh no more. Black Kev said... I'm on that one.
I said... all black cast and you get one black dude and replace me. What the fuck is going on here? Kev, shut the fuck up. Josh, or when I tried helping the old lady with her groceries and her husband rushed out yelling the N-word. Boy, I punted the fuck out of them eggs straight into the garage. Flex. Shit, you gotta see what I deal with on my job. Paving for these rich white people is crazy. My kids are half white and the disrespect people have for biracial kids is crazy. And it's mainly coming from black people. Listen, bro, I promise you one thing. Even when Andre came in here, right, I said I'm black. And everybody's, you don't look black. And that's the worst part because I get it from Spanish niggas don't like me because they know I'm white and Spanish. White niggas don't like me because I'm Spanish and black. And black niggas say, oh, you too light-skinned. So don't nobody like me. I dealt with racism from all three sides, and it's always the same. Listen,
I get that shit too. Like,
yeah, I hate that shit. Like, what you mean? Like, I will beat the shit out you. Like, that has nothing to do. Like, you should.
And I'll beat the shit out you in any color.
Yeah. The white side of me will fuck you up. What the fuck are you talking about? But it's sad because as a kid, that's what I dealt with. So, Flex, I could feel what your kids is going through, real shit, because that shit is traumatic as hell. Because then I don't like nobody. Everybody. I hate everybody until you show me that you're a good person, then I give you some respect. But until then, I just hate everybody because I dealt with racism from everybody. Well said. Going to college helped me expand further than what I was raised and brought into by the way of life. Whether it be community or school or a group of friends, meeting many new people from other places of the world definitely opened my mind. Leilani said, I got called ghetto in Whitehall when I went to school, and I said, I can get ghetto if you would like. Josh, I like your beard though. It's good complexion for your pearly skin. I fucking hate you, bro. This is the racism I deal with, you fucking bag. I hate it so much, but it's sad that my kids got to go through it, bro. It's the worst, trust me. It's just like Lila. Yeah. When she oh, the kids in my class are like, oh, why your hair like that? And I'm like, little do they know their mama kill for your hair. Yeah. These older white ladies, they don't want that straight, that flat shit. They want that curly, them locks, the braids. I'm like, they'll kill for your hair. I install in my kids, like, your skin is beautiful, your hair is beautiful. Mm-hmm. You are, let's be honest, go look up what Jesus looks like. All right, we ain't that white nigga with the blue eyes, tell you that much. But it's the facts. So I tell my kids, like, if you want to be technical, white is just, this is why white people are really mad because as much as they want to say we're the lesser, black is the original. It's the original. Mm-hmm. Everything is off of that. Just because you kept going down and sticking in the family, trying to get that black out of you, you never got that black out of you.
How?
It's because they keep it in the family.
How white people came to be. Like, I'm not joking. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Where blue eyes come from? Like,
no, my stepdad's blacker than this Mike with blue eyes. But no, everything that's just black people. If you go to Africa, I bet you see mad dark black people with blue eyes. It's everything. Unfortunately, I know y'all don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna tell you, it's the facts. Everything comes from black, and they hate it. They hate it. That's why they switch it. But whatever. Leilani, she's the ghetto. I don't care. These hands ghetto. Talk that shit. Uncle Peach's favorite little angels. Love them. I fear my sons because if they're anything like me, they're not gonna tolerate it. Yo, bro. Yeah. Facts. My 6-year-old, she will pick something up and hit you with it. She was just telling me that the one little girl was like, telling her, "Oh, you can't look at me. I'll look at you if I want. Yeah. Don't tell me what to do." They hid the Caucasian mountains and lost pigmentation and stuff. Damn, Pop's going in. But Sid, that's why, cause you gotta teach your kids, bro. You gotta teach your kids, like, you know what I mean? Like, the most biased thing ever growing up was respect your elders, but don't respect people who don't respect you. All right, hold on, cause y'all old heads ain't giving me no respect. And that's what I had to break down to my dad. I got in trouble in school one time. I'm like, he's not respecting me. Yeah. So as a man, you're telling me don't respect someone who's not respecting you, but because no, I gave him respect, and he won't give me respect. So now it's, all right, it is what it is. Yeah. But that's why I tell my kids, listen, if someone's being disrespectful, there's steps you take before you get disrespectful. Like, come get me, I'll get disrespectful. I'll figure it out. Because I could talk like an adult, and if I don't like what you saying, it's going to go left. If you're not going to like it, it's just going to go left. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get disrespectful. How do you want to handle it? That's my favorite line. What you want to do? Because from A to Z, I'm with whatever you want to do. You want to squabble right here? We can squabble. You want to stab, shoot, whatever you want to do, just let me know. That's and now the world we live in, I don't even let my kids outside alone. Like today when we were in the store, some random old homeless nigga, he in there, and his aura right away, he's acting crazy, and I'm about to sock him out. I told the girls, come here. And they're nonchalant, just like, so I'm like, yo, if you don't get the fuck over here, because in my head, I'm like, I'm listening and I'm seeing his movements. I'm like, oh, he's real sporadic. So I put my coffee in my left hand, and I'm like, if he get too close, I'm just going to he going to go night-night in Wawa. And then I yell at him in the car, like, y'all got to pay attention. Yeah. Like, y'all so sheltered. Y'all don't even see this nigga acting crazy. Like, oh, I ain't going back to jail. Well, then you going to meet Jesus, nigga. You play with me, you going to meet Jesus today. And it's like, I'm like, damn, like, that's why sometimes I expose bits and parts of my life to them so they could see, like, nah, the world's not all peaches and cream. At all.
Definitely not, especially not now. Not the way today is. It's kind of, it's weird. Like, it's definitely weird. I feel like it's complete. I know everybody says that, like, oh, it's completely different, but it definitely is different.
Way different.
I feel a lot more of isolation on my part, like, trying to just kind of, like, I gotta really, like we talked about, like, you gotta pick and choose, like, the vibe and shit like that. And before, it was just more like, oh, hey, what's up?
Right.
Blah, 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 how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Not, you know what I mean? And still parts of me still has that, but, like, it's just, like, I just don't want to deal with the nonsense and the bullshit. You know what?
I want to say, like, okay, it was crazy in, like, the 50s and the 60s, right? And then, like, we had the movement, right? And then they backed up. And then I feel like Trump came around. And then everybody got more ballsy. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like now it's so out there and so in your face. That's, like, I can't. It's hard to maneuver because it's, like, it's a...
not hard to maneuver.
It kind of is because
I match
at the
energy,
end of the day,
snowflake.
You can match the energy,
pasty.
But at the end of the day, this is what they go by. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
So at the end of the day, it's just like that's always in the back of my head. Like, you feel me?
It makes sense. It's true. It's true. You do got to be on your P's and Q's out here.
And it's kind of it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
And I think that's like on it's on an everyday basis, like in every situation. Like
facts.
You like damn, if I'm nice, then you get your hand bit off. You know what I mean? Like, and then at the same token, like, I feel as though this is my model, the way I like to approach things. Like, I give everybody respect until I'm disrespected. You know what I mean? Everybody starts off with respect. You know how everybody says, like, everybody has that thing where, like, nah, I'm not respecting you till I know, like, you know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna give you that respect. I just want to make sure that, you know what I mean, that you have that understanding. You getting all that right up front.
Right.
And then I'm gonna take that shit away the moment that I feel as though, like, I'm, you know, like, all right, boom, cut off. Like, just learning that, like, and that's just in everyday life. Like, that's just every time I come across a situation, like, that's just how I handle. Like, all right, what's this? Is it really gonna cost me? Is it really that important? Do I really need to say something? I'm good. You know what I mean? And I can only imagine having children and having a family. Like, it's 10 times more you got to think about. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to think. I'm an individual. I'm just by myself, so like, I'm rocking with me. So I'm not really. I don't have to walk around with kids and a wife, and you know what I mean, and be like protective. You got to protect your whole family at that time. So it's a lot. It
be on me, dog. That's it.
Not only that, like, my kids, like, we're all ethnic. You know what I mean? And my kids, they're darker than us. So, like, I gotta sit there and, like, we gotta educate them all the time. Like, there's certain things that you're not gonna understand, but they're gonna treat you this way. They're gonna stereotype you. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the best way to do it. It's sad that we have to teach our kids that, to be honest. But at the same token, you're only preparing them for, you know what I mean, for the future, for the real world, because it's not fucking butterflies and rainbows. It's not always fucking nice. Like, you know what I mean? You get on the TV and we start watching Disney and shit, and sometimes I be getting lost in motherfucking Disney. You know what I mean? Like, I be thinking I'm gonna walk out the door and I'm gonna fucking be like, oh, like, you know what I mean, with the fucking birds and shit. But at the end of the day, it's not like that, and I think that it's right to educate your children, let them know, like, you know what, but you're educating them, one, that the world's not nice. Yep. 2, you got to fight for your education. 3, you got to self-educate, because not all the time will you get the answers from education. Sometimes you got to investigate. Sometimes you got to do research. Amen. Sometimes you got to find the facts. Like, sometimes you got to dive deeper than what you're already being presented, because at the end, remember, the history that they're teaching in schools is not always
correct.
It's not always correct history.
White history. It's not the right. It's the white.
It's like I was saying with the picture.
How you describe
with the picture and the textbook with the guy with the pyramid and he was white. He wasn't black.
That nigga ain't help.
He was white. Like, come on now. There's so much shit that they fucking hide from us, and so much shit we're so misinformed. You
know what's funny too? Like, what I find interesting is that in companies and working in banking right now, like, and I've worked in multiple different banking institutions, but it's like these big companies support like this DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it's supposed to be about like all this like being diverse and being involved in the community and creating awareness, but I definitely don't see that shit.
No,
I have not really. No. And then even like prime example, like, when St. Patty's Day comes around, why the fuck is St. Patty's Day a lot bigger than all the other fucking holidays like Cinco de Mayo? And even though granted, like, Cinco de Mayo is not really celebrated in Mexico, because I have Mexican friends, you know what I mean? Like, and they be like, yeah, that's just not right. But like, even like, why is it not celebrated like the way St. Patty's Day? Why is Black History Month in companies not celebrated the way St. Patty's Day is celebrated?
Right.
So people don't notice that, and I've talked to multiple different people that work for companies that have all these type of, like, you know, diversity, equity, and inclusions, like, departments, and that you're like, what? Like, nah, we don't really get that, but we be on some, like, let's celebrate the same. Like, they don't even celebrate fucking St. Patty's in fucking Ireland. Like, that's
what them niggas get drunk every day.
But like it's so funny that you mentioned that, because he didn't really realize how big St. Patty's Day was until we were like driving, and
I got mad.
Yeah. We were driving on our old block, and I told him, I was like, yo, I told you, they have the St. Patty's Day parade right here. And, because I'm from where we used to live on 19th Street on the west end of Allentown. And I grew up around that area and stuff, you know what I mean? So I seen it. He lived in the hood. So, like, he really didn't see over here, and I would tell him like, yo, like they celebrate this shit like
opposite ends,
they celebrate this shit like big
trenches.
because the college is it's like right up there. You know what I mean? So they have the dorms and everything. But I'm talking about like people with the skirts, with the kilts, and
the bagpipes,
with the hats, everything, the beads, like it's so.
It's popular.
Celebrated.
I'm just saying.
In Main Street, Bethlehem too. They have a kilt.
The pub crawl.
I'm just saying, if we did that to other racial events, then maybe people wouldn't feel less than. But what do I know, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I feel as though like when I think about Black History Month, I think it's important. And like my best friend made this very clear to me. She was like, "Yo, maybe you should do something at work. Like when Black History Month, I'm the only black one I'm at."
Yeah, I know.
Like so, I was like, and you know what? Not for people watching
power.
just in case. You know what I mean? Like, nothing against being the only Afro Latino in my branch, but our best friend was like, yo, maybe for Black History Month or for for those type of months, maybe you can I thought like, oh, maybe I can hand out cards like Harriet Tubman, like history on that like a little bit of everything, just to kind of but then I'm like, I really don't want to make it that way. I feel as though people should want to learn that. Like, I mean, people should want to learn about.
It's a double-edged sword, though.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, you get caught. I don't want to be called into HR office and be like, oh, well, you're handing out like stuff. I'm like, oh shit.
But what did you just say earlier? You said you gotta pass information down. Listen, I'll call HR like, listen, we over here, we celebrating St. Patty's Day well, so for Black History or for the Puerto Rican parade, what if I give out
so
like little gift bags with a little bit of knowledge about, so that people, if we're celebrating one day, why can't, you know what I mean, but again, you're right, because as soon as you
put a target on your back and shit, and then
you made
this guy's gonna be causing ruckus. Like he's the problem. We gotta get this guy. Like what the fuck?
Let me read some of these comments. Josh said, "There's a show on Netflix about the whites in Africa, Underground World or something it's called. Right? Don't tell her what to do. Facts. They literally have their own part of Africa, and they literally have it down to a science when they get interviewed on what to say, so it don't go, Rose." The racist, that why they exclude themselves color, all their responses sound robotically the same, and it's scary. Got to put y'all on. Kids aren't allowed nowhere without me. Amen. Now I'm gonna get disrespected, then say, now fight my dad. Caviar, talk to him. Hashtag welcome Andre. Welcome Andre. They are afraid of being inferior. That's why they always raping people and trying to take their land. Pussies. Black History Month isn't technically a full month. Not at all, Pop.
Well, now we have that Juneteenth. You know what I mean?
Anyway, we get a day after all that. Yeah, they could eat dick.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I experienced something with Juneteenth when it first came about.
Oh yeah.
My old manager, when I was working at another company, was talking to a customer and saying like, "Oh, I don't know what this holiday is coming about. Like, why is this? They're creating all these holidays. They're just making this one up again." No. And talking to another, you know what I mean. So I was like, I copied and pasted what it meant and what the day was about, and I kind of sent it to her in a message, and I was like, "Yo, listen, this is what this is about." Like, not even trying to be.
Wait, he doesn't know what Juneteenth is?
No, he just said, "What is it?" Enlighten him. What's Juneteenth?
Andre, would you like to?
Yeah,
Juneteenth.
My dad literally said, "What is it? What is Juneteenth?" So enlighten the people before we get into this addiction talk.
It's
so Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. It is also often observed for celebrating African American culture, originating in Galveston, Texas. It has been celebrated annually on June 19th in various parts of the United States since 1865.
There you go, Pop. Basically, the black man's Independence Day.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're black and you really wanted to make a difference, like I always say, stop celebrating the 4th of July and celebrate Juneteenth. Yeah. Knock a couple dollars out their pocket. That's the only way they're going to ever learn, is when you start taking money from them. Besides that, they don't really care.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. I would like to see like a Juneteenth like parade or something, like, you know what I mean?
Right, I said that.
And I think it's
having the people dance to the music and everything would be fire.
That would be dope.
That'd be
to have
dope.
That, like, I think that'll definitely enlighten the communities and stuff like that and make it feel like a little bit. Yeah. You know, but, I mean, that's all gonna depend on who's gonna make these calls. Like, we gotta vote for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
and it's sad that, you know what I mean, that has to be even.
If you go to the city, you could really do it. You just got to get a permit to block off for so long and so long. Pass out flyers. The problem is, are the people going to actually support it like they would support something bigger? That's the issue.
Yeah.
Because Puerto Rican Parade, people support, even though it turned into, from a show of independence to, it's just like a parade now. It's not like...
Yeah.
Would people really support it, though? Like, to me, it'd be dope if, people were actual people from Africa or are in touch with their African roots were, cooking there and dancing and playing music. I mean, that'd be dope, but, I mean, what can we do? I mean, we could do something, but we all have to be on the same, keeping it black lit since 1846. I'll be in a black parade crumping and Baltimore club dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This nigga Josh. All right, so we're gonna get to the to the addiction part. And like we said in the beginning, there's a multitude of different addictions, caffeine, social media, wanting attention. You could have an eating disorder. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be even the earn for someone's love, like the desire to just feel love or someone's companionship.
Yeah.
There's so many different types of. The list could go on and on.
So, to get into addiction is what? Addiction is a neuropsychological disorder characterized by persistent use of drug despite substantial harm and adverse consequences. Repetitive drug use often alters brain function in ways that perpetrate. Excuse me, I ain't say I was the best reader. Craving and undermine self-control. So, with that definition, it just again it alters your mind. Like it gives you that addiction comes from that feel good, that
mm-hmm.
oh my God, that
I need to have
the positive, like I need to have it, the wants, and it sucks. Like it sucks to have to be addicted to anything really. Like, you don't want to really be. I think if anything you want to be addicted to is probably like love your family, like positive addictions,
right?
Where, you know what I mean, that come into play and stuff like that. I think that's important.
I mean, though, even with that, a positive addiction could end up bad. Look at these people at the gym who starve themselves. You could turn a good addiction bad if you don't have self-control.
Discipline, yeah.
Yeah, you need discipline. But he's correct. Love, too. You don't want to put that message out there. Some of these people crazy when it come to love. That's love true. Is one of the love is literally a drug, bro.
Look at Will Smith. He said in his speech.
Any man with a smack.
Make you do crazy things.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make fun of my wife's hair and she got a condition like that. I think that
where that came from.
Yes, mm-hmm. Because niggas do talk about his wife all the time.
I was just about to say, like, come on. I mean, it's just wrong. Lady, it was wrong. Period. Point blank. Like, because I mean, come and say, like, they joke about everything. Like, comedians are comedians. That's what they do. Right. Like, and he didn't say nothing that bad to the point where you got to get smacked for it. Like,
it was like
Jane Part 2. What was it? G.I. Jane Part 2. Like, I was devastated.
It's deep. It's deep.
I'm like, come on, Will. Damn.
Now the Philly came out of Willie right there. He smacked the dog shit out.
He not even. But that's another thing. Like I was like, that was a kind of Will. I mean, obviously nobody here knows Will. We don't know Will, but I mean, reading off of him from his social life and everything like that. Like Will, when you read into his book, like you dive into it, like he dives into his whole life. Like he's not a gangster. Like he's from Philly. But he didn't grow up. He hung with
some gang members.
You know what I mean? Like he grew up in the nice parts. Like you know what I mean, where his dad was, who he was, but it's just crazy. So to know that's just kind of like.
But you know what it is too. I think also like his mental health. I feel like it plays a part also. Because he went through so much, you have to think about it.
He had a breaking point,
right? He had a breaking point, and then he deals with PTSD too.
Yeah, traumas.
He said in the one show, he said in his book where he felt like he could have like killed his dad if he really wanted to. Like who would fucking who would believe that he killed his dad? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's crossed his
greatest
mind.
actor in the world, baby.
So so I think love will make you do some crazy shit. Absolutely.
That's
obsession.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Being obsessed.
You love someone too hard is scary.
Some people love that toxic shit.
Pop said the euphoria, love. He said, I love being addicted to weed. Sierra said, yes, talk about that. Josh said, love with the eyes. Josh, you know about being addicted to love, dog. Mm-hmm. Correction, love being addicted to weed. Now, I think people too, like you read the definition. I know a lot of people that will sit here and be like, I'm not addicted to it because I choose to do it. But that's not necessarily true. I feel like me and Josh talk all the time. Like, my nigga, if you have to smoke so you don't snap on someone, that's an addiction. Like, now you need something to level you out. Yeah. And he agrees. My dad would say, too, like, yo, if I don't smoke, I'll probably hurt these niggas at my job. Like, all right, but he'll tell you, I'm an addict. Me, I used to be addicted to drinking. For that short time that you not thinking about your PTSD, your past, what you're going through, it's a high of its own. Because you're so just in the moment of, it's weird. It's like hits a light switch where you happy, but at the same time, that light switch go off, and then you could be angry. And you always wake up. Well, I used to always wake up and be like, all I did was really throw that shit under the rug, and now I'm staring at that big ass, that burden that's always looking me in the face. It's not really worth it. I've dealt with both of my stepfather and my mom were both addicted to crack. My dad's addicted to weed. Clearly, he just said it. My grandfather was a super alcoholic to the point where if he was sober, he was drunk. And when he was drunk, he was sober. It is what it is. Like, that shit's in me. And that's why I always tell you, like, L never pop pills. I might have smoked with niggas once in a blue. Nigga tell you I smoke with him, that's a blessing. Yeah. That's a blessing. But drink, they'll tell you, I drink with whoever. But at some point, I had to realize I was being an addict in a sense. I really was. I was using it to mask pain. It's the same thing addicts do too. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You let that shit, you just want it so you don't think about what's going on in the moment or what you've been through. It helps. But when I realized I was hurting my kids more than helping them, I had to be like, limit that. I barely drink. Anybody who knows me now know I don't even drink like that. I might have a Corona here or there if we're at a party, but I can't. I'm cool, man.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to say, like, I'm addicted to a lot of things.
Yo, why you say it like that?
Because it's the fucking truth. It's the truth.
I'm addicted to a lot, bitch.
Listen, I am addicted to caffeine. I need to have coffee. If I don't have coffee, I can't function. Like, I've been drinking coffee since I was 4. Like, when you're Puerto Rican, it's in your household. Okay? So, I'm addicted to caffeine.
That be still over hitting hard.
I am addicted to weed. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. And I want to say alcohol, too, because, that I feel like it's my coping mechanism. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm going through something, it's like, damn, I need a shot. Damn, I need to go out and have a drink. Like, that's like I said, like, my dad, he's a functional alcoholic. I've been drinking since I was like 12.
Amen. 40s, OE, baby.
Like, since I was like 12. It started off with coquito, and then it just, coquito, then the wine, and then so on and so on.
Just to touch on that, our families is crazy as shit for letting us drink coquito at a young age, knowing they put liquor in it.
I mean, yeah, but,
they were, like, leading us down the path.
It's, like, the equal, like, how people, like, white folks have, like, eggnog.
That don't really got liquor. That don't got liquor in there.
Coquito, because if I drink enough coquito, that should send me straight to the bathroom.
Right.
I gotta take a major shit.
Right. So, to me, it's just, like, and I'm finally, like, learning that about myself.
Mm-hmm. Shouts out to you,
You know what I mean? How to just, like, not do that. Or how to do that just to, like, and like, how to just, like, there's a difference between, like, going out and having a drink, going out to dinner and having a drink. Yeah. You understand versus...
That's what we do now.
Yes.
We don't really drink at home, but we'll go out. Let me get a Stella. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's also limiting yourself, and it's not all the time. Because the time I go out to eat, I'm just there to eat, nigga. I don't. But that's control.
Yeah.
A person who says they're in control, but then you're like, I hate everybody because I can't drink. That's an addict. Yeah. Fuck everybody, I can't smoke. That's an addict. Oh, nobody loves me, I'm going to be mean to everybody. That's an addict. Because at the end of the day, if you love yourself properly, you'll be good. Trust me, I had to learn. I was that way too. I want to make that clear too, because there was a point where I felt my mom stopped loving me. So at that point, after that, any woman's attention is good attention in a nigga's eyes. And you gotta, at some point, you hit a breaking point where you gotta look in the mirror and be like, you're the problem. Now, first off, that's hard as hell.
That's that self-reflection.
Yeah, you self-reflect and you looking in the mirror like, nigga, you the one doing everything to yourself. Stop, how can I say, stop feeling sad for yourself, nigga. Get up on your shit.
That's taking accountability.
That's taking accountability. And then I had to put it like this. I'll be real. I'm like, man, I've been taking care of myself since like 12. If I would have got help a long time ago, I can't sit here and just brush it off. Like, you know, a lot of niggas from bad environments, the ghettos, the hoods, we're taught not to talk. None of that. So all that shit feeds into the addiction of, if you do have an addiction, you don't know it's an addiction until you're grown. I'm like fucking 28 when I first got help. And then I'm like, damn, Elle, you're doing this. And it's like, you got a laundry list of shit that is now you're addicted to and you didn't realize it. I'm addicted to I was addicted to like just, I need to feel love. Like, I didn't really need that because I really don't like people. I have my kids, I have my wife, but it is what it was. Addicted to drinking because I don't want to feel pain or I don't want to think that shit. It's terrible.
I think where that comes from, to be honest, is I could agree with you with that. Like, I think where it comes from is self-love. Like, you don't love yourself enough. You need to really get that from everybody else, like, that you care about. So, like, you need that concept. Because I felt the same way growing up. I mean, I'm adopted, so, like, and I've been on my own since I was 18. And to be honest with you, like, to go from adopted, where your parents, being born a crack baby and all that shit, and then, like, being kicked out for being gay and because I was doing good in school, all that shit, like, going through all that, like, caused me to spiral, like, you know what I mean? It caused me to drink more, and that shit just really, I'm sober now, 6 months completely, like,
congrats
and
to you.
I won't drink at all, like, I just, like, and at first it was kind of, like, it was weird, it's awkward, because when you're out in society and you're faced, like, you're here doing things, like, you go out to a bar or club, like, you feel, like, pressure to, like, drink, because everybody else is drinking, so around you, you're like, oh shit, like, damn. But until you realize and you have that, you create that self-love for yourself, and you have to, like, really dive into your ass and be like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm really putting my foot in front of the other and really, like, tripping myself. Like, it's me. It's nobody else. It's me. I'm the only one causing all this pain. Like, because everybody's done. All the pain that you went through back then is gone. Like, you did it. Like, it's just, it carries with you because you, like you said, like, growing up in the hood, like, nobody tells you to talk about that shit. They tell you to bury that shit. Put that shit away. Like, you know, like my parents used to tell me, like, oh, don't talk about, you know, who you are. Like, blah, blah. Keep that under wraps and don't ever come out.
So
like, you know what I mean? Like, and I battled all that shit. Like, I had to deal with that shit. Like, and it was just, it sucked. And that caused me to drink. And the whole drug situation, I would never dive into. Like, I definitely have smoke, and weed is. I feel like the world needs to smoke weed. To be honest,
they just legalized it.
They need to fucking legalize it. They need to start handing that shit the fuck out because dead ass. This is what the fucking problem is. Everybody in the world has fucking mommy daddy issues.
Yep.
The world has mommy daddy issues. Let's put it that way. We all suffer through not feeling loved enough. Smoking enough weed, you're going to love yourself no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're not going to give a fuck who love you or not. Like, at the end, I'm so pro-weed that it's not even funny. Like, because then I said, people smoke and chill, you be all right. Like, nobody's going to be wanting to fight you every 5 minutes. People just going to be chilling.
Mellowed out the whole time.
Everybody is just going to be, and then the thing that weed does is, like, there's so many positives to it. Like, you can't, like, overdose on weed, like you can't, like, you can be dumbfounded, like on the side, right. But you can't, like, I mean, it helps kids with seizures, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Medical conditions, like it's not even like it's not even just like the asthma effects and all that other stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff that it's doing that their medical research is coming up with, and nobody can lie about that. It doesn't make no sense. I mean, and not to be an asshole, if anything, like fucking legalize fucking drinking, because that's just causing
a
lot more deaths, a lot more problems. Like, it's not even.
A lot more people.
But did you see in like, I think it's on the West Coast, how they have like not morphine, the pens for the fucking needles for addicts, stations.
Oh, yes.
I need my fix of heroin. But you telling me smoking weed is bad? And I had this conversation.
Oh, that's like
anything.
That's a hard one. For me.
It's hard,
like,
but
I don't even know like how to like, because the reasoning behind it and why they're doing it is
whatever they tell you is the reason. Though, can we really believe that's the reason?
Can we justify?
Exactly. That's my.
Are we enabling? Are we not? I mean, they're gonna do it anyway, or they're gonna use a dirty needle versus a clean needle. I mean, they're gonna.
But I mean, once you start, like I'm saying this, right? Like we can agree drugs are bad, right? So once you start trying to convince me what you're doing is good, motherfucker, it's bad. Right. Because you trying to convince me. The logic in my head is saying it's wrong. Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Because this is going. I love all the I remember the last time I was in love. I love all the wrong things. Toxic. I agree. We had those discussions. My cousin said, an addiction is in our genes. It is more likely because we grew up around it. Fucking man, cuz trust me, I know. Addiction, I struggle with it too, bro. 100. It ain't easy just to stop what you started. I ain't giving up though. Shout out to you, OG, and keep fighting, brother. It's a lot of people that change addictions. Like used to be addicted to overeating, now they addicted to the gym. Yep. That's facts. Addicted. A lot of addicts know they hurt their family but can't stop. That's something I want to touch on too. Then I can definitely say mind over matter has helped. Taking breaks from smoking, younger and now. Sometimes death help when not needing or wanting it in such situations. That's you trying to take control of the situation, though, Josh. Like taking a break so you can control your own emotions. Mm-hmm. That's definitely positive. I love that. What about trading coping mechanisms into something positive? That's the thing people don't do. And cause followage just tells you how long you've been following and stuff. Wow, proud of you guys. So much growth in your family. I love you. Talk to him. I never stop loving you, Lamont. 20 days sober from booze is a start. I like drinking. The feeling I have to stop, though, plus have to stop to be able to get my driver's license back. Listen, any motivation to stop you from drinking. Drinking is definitely a hard addiction to get away from, for sure.
Really
yeah.
Oh, women do that a lot. Always want attention from men.
Put down the bottle, pick up a blunt.
Keep up the good work, OG. That's beautiful. Sure. Keep doing the thing, my guy, one step at a time. I think we just need an outlet. There is other outlets than drinking and smoking. Oh, another addiction is working too. Yes. Yay, 6 months sober. Great job. That's definitely for you, bro. Thank you. You do have to change the people you around and places you like to go. It's inevitable. Listen, when I stopped drinking, when I slowed down drinking, a lot of niggas got cut off. Legends. Goal is to get out the hood. I left that all behind. Facts. I'm a nigga from the hood. I know I had to get out the fucking hood. I'm a different person there. That's not even good. That's another thing I told you too. Being addicted to the person you used to be, because I could go to the hood, niggas gonna respect me. I could do what the fuck I want. I don't gotta work, but none of that's really positive or me moving forward for my kids. That's something I had to realize too. So I tell everybody, get the fuck out the hood.
You can love the hood from a distance.
Yeah, I love y'all, but I'm on this white hole. I'm in white hole now. I agree. Finding outlets that spark my interest really take my mind off what I believe my addictions are. Whether it be I don't have the time to think about it or too much going on to do it. Not everyone came from broken homes and had mom and dad issues. That's true. That's why I said hashtag welcome Andre. Smoke with Andre. Hashtag they make clothes out of the hemp. Mm-hmm. The worst I've done being too high off weed was put an empty pitcher with no juice in the fridge and made my girl at the time mad. This nigga's stupid. Want to talk about that we will.
When I was high, I thought I was on fire.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know what she was doing. They got safe zones in Seattle. Yeah. That shit was late. She was on some PCP. Some choose to do these things to fit in. Then they can't get out after. She's wildin'. When they finally find out what it is actually doing to themselves and others, 100. It's a struggle, youth, especially for me. I feel them safe zones are enabling it. Clean needles and all the Narcan and CPR approved medics on staff. Facts. You stop drinking and cut 2 sizes off your pant size. Proud of you. Not on fire. Yeah, she's wilding with that one, cuz. Talk about she on fire.
I wish Naisha was on the chat because she would tell you.
That's
I was in
crazy.
the car with her.
No.
It was wintertime and I had my coat up and I was smoking a cigarette and I went to flick a cigarette and I thought, you know how sometimes you like flick and it don't go out.
Yeah. She was smoking a cigarette.
I don't know where I just felt hot, so I thought it was me. I was like, oh my god.
She said cigarette. That's some wet. Yeah. Smoking that wet. Fuck is you talking about?
One time I had a blunt and I was in my room and I burned the shit through the
Yo.
That shit just fell.
Okay, so definitely something that we had told Andre about and made him want to be on the show my question is this, right? It's a 2-part, so answer it how you need. The one part is, do you feel like addicts are realizing the people they're hurting in that time, you know what I'm saying, when they're doing what they're doing, and it, like, do you think they know, or you think like they're like, fuck it, I just want my fix? And the second part is, when do we know that there's that thin line, because there's a thin fucking line of helping you and enabling you. And what do you think is that for you? If you've dealt with it or you ever had to help someone get off of, an addiction, like, because it's a thin line. You might be thinking you're helping them, you don't just know you helped them get their next fix.
Right.
So it's what
was the first question?
Yeah.
So the first question is, do you think that they care / know that they're hurting the people around them when they're addicted to something?
Okay.
To answer to my opinion, I think they know, and I think that knowing hurts them even more. Some people, do you have that situation where some people are just trying to get the next fix? But you do have genuine people that are addicts, that are suffering, that do know that they're hurting you, and that just amplifies the pain that they have. So, like, it just kind of, it throws them into a whirl, so that just drives them into wanting to use again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just that. It's an addiction. It's a drug that is making them feel numb. Like, and to withdraw from that, I can only imagine. Like, I mean, I thought stopping drinking was going to be difficult, but it wasn't nearly as difficult as I'm sure these people were fucking going through these addictions.
Right.
With, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, damn, like, here I am having a hard time because I can't have a fucking drink. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to drink no more. But I made that decision, and that decision, I went from one day to another without having to, I put myself in situations just to test that to see what I was going to be like. You know, I went to a nightclub, I went to a bar, and I just sat down, had food or whatever. And, I've had people drinking around me, like, and I thought, oh, okay, and one time it did affect me. That one time that we was at Gabi's, the first time, that kind of bothered me. Like, I was in I had at that, and I felt as though it didn't bother me at, like.
Damn, and I harassed you too a little bit.
No, you didn't. It wasn't that. Like, it's because I'm more comfortable drinking with friends and family.
Right.
Because it's a lot more comfortable and safer
than
if I was out with random strangers. So, like, to me, it hurt me more. Like, it was more like, oh shit, like I ain't drinking no more. I went out, but I want to.
Yeah, I want to enjoy it with y'all.
It felt different, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh shit, I'm kind of like, oh wow, that shit don't bother me no more. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? But like I said, pick up a blunt, drop the bottle, pick up a blunt. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do anything to you unless you allow it to. You know what I mean? Like, if you're allowing it to, then that's different. But again, if you have control of the situation, then.
But then again, that's what Sierra said though, is you dropping one addiction for another.
For another, it is.
Is that how just because you might not be selling someone shit, you still losing money. You still there's a lot where people could say,
it's recreational. You know what I mean?
I mean, just because I'm saying some people recreational, that ain't good for you though, Papa. I'm just saying, I know a couple of these niggas. I mean, recreational to me.
So what was the question again?
So again, do you feel like that these people know when they're hurting the people around them? Do you feel like they know and just don't care, or like they don't realize it?
I feel like yeah, they know. You gotta know because you don't you stealing, there's no food in the house, your bills ain't paid, so you gotta know you hurting people around you. And do they care? I think they care to a certain point. I think they care after the fact that they already got, when they're coming off the high.
Yeah, that's when
they think about it and it hits them. But then they do it again because they want to forget
what they just did.
Right.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a revolving circle. Like.
It is. It's like,
I want to say, it's individual and situational, and I'll be honest with you because, like, story of my life is, my step-pops always had my mom's back, so I felt like he enabled her. Mm-hmm. Him trying to help her was enabling her, and even though they were addicted to the same drug, he was functional. Like, nigga will go work. He'll work for 3 weeks and come home, and then my mom old, he had it. Like, like, he was addicted to his drug and the love because he was covering debts for her and shit. And it was just like, I would always just be like, damn, like, this don't seem right. Because to me, a person living in that environment, you don't care. Like, you don't care. Oh, the sorries. That's why when motherfucker tell me sorry, I'm like,
I don't hold no weight.
Like, my nigga, like, you could be sorry. That don't hold, like, show me. Like, that's my thing. Like, even my mom now, she always is, I'm sorry, I wish I could. But it's like I tell her, like, nah, like, the past is the past. Like, as much baggage as I got from that shit, I wouldn't be the father, the man, the friend, the brother that I am now if I didn't go through all that. So I take it with, with a grain of salt. Like, it is what it is. That's a war scar. Like, I got plenty of war scars, but I wouldn't change none of that shit if I knew it would affect who I am now. I think sometimes they know, and sometimes they don't care. Because if I tell you it hurts me, because I done seen other people tell, like, yo, you're hurting me. Well, you're hurting me. And it's, I'm out. Yeah. You don't care. Right. And I don't care what you say, unless you in that position, you don't know that pain. Well, that's like, real pain.
I feel like if you keep doing it for years and years and years and years and years, you don't care.
That's on the contrary, though, because if you start at a young age, and you already got so much PTSD. Like, that's why I tell you all the time, like, damn, I'm trying to think who we was talking about. I don't know, but if I remember, I'm definitely calling you out. I don't give a fuck that where we were like, yo, somebody was like a fiend, and I'm like, yo, that could have been me. I'm like, yo, that could have been me. That's how I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, where I'm from, I don't care. My mom owed you money, and you come. It was never no aggression when it came to my mom, because niggas already knew, like, oh, she gonna pay you what she gonna pay you, and if you don't like it, you know what type time I'm on. If anything happened to my mom, I'm like, it don't matter. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, if you love someone, you let them hurt you until you can't take it no more. Yeah. That's the same thing with a drug. I feel like that drug has to beat your ass to the ground for you to be like, yo, I'm done. Like, real shit, my uncle almost died. That nigga's still too legit to quit.
Yeah.
I love him. But it's like, yo, cause I can't see you die like that though. Like, so that's why, like, I love you, but the distance. Like, the distance, cause I don't, like, it is what it is. Like, it's hard. Every drug is hard. Alcohol is hard. So I could tell, like, my mom was doing that since before I was born. So, like, once you do it, especially younger, you don't know shit young.
Yeah.
So she's, like, not knowing, she stopped her ability to learn. Once you start doing them drugs, your brain cells start going.
Yeah.
So now you're not really growing. My mom is still a kid. Yeah. You can see it. I love her, but it is what it is. Like, sometimes I love you, sometimes I don't want to fucking talk to you. I read the message, I'm like, she got me fucked up. She could say good morning, right? And I told her that, like, yo, that's PTSD. Good morning. I'm like, she think I'm a bitch. Like, no reason. But that's what it is. Like, that's just it. It's, yo, some of them don't care, and some of them do. Because, like I said, yo, I felt like at a point she stopped loving me. There was a point she stopped caring. That's how I felt. Yeah. Can't nobody tell me different. But I don't hold it against you either. Yeah. Just like I feel like my dad, like, nigga, you was there, but where was you? You in the same city. Like, my aunts, I tell you all the time, like, everybody's there. So I hold a lot of people accountable because anybody could have stepped in to help her.
Right.
They enabled her by not helping. You enabling her. You just let her, fuck it. All right, well. And I'm gangbanging, and y'all wonder why. Well, this is somebody gonna love me. It is what it is, though. I don't hold the past is the past. That's how I view it. But no, some of y'all don't care.
I think it's difficult, to be honest, because I mean, speaking from experience, like my biological mom, granted, like she passes the past, but I mean, she's the reason why I had that learning disability, the reason why I was born a crybaby. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like so, when you go, she was sober for so many years, like 15 plus years. And then all of a sudden, like, we would go to her sobriety meetings. Like, I would bring my peoples with me. Like, I'm bringing, like, a whole gang with me. I'm like, all right, she's sober. All right, we're going every January 25th. Like, every year. We was going out there. David would come with me. Like, we would all be there, like, supporting her. Like, and we'd be in this big room, and we'd be loud as hell. Like, and my whole crew would just be like, you know what I mean? And then, like, we would spend time together. We built like, a bond. You know what I mean? Like, and then she, a couple years back, like maybe I want to say, I don't even know, like I want to say like 5 years back, she just kind of fell through like a little rabbit hole, little by little, just started drinking, and I was just like, the fuck? I said, what's going on? I said, I just had a little bit of at first I was like, all right, it's been it's all right, you're grown, you did this already, you're not gonna go back. Little by little, then wouldn't even hear from her, shit like that, and I was just like, something's going on. So then I started hearing through the grapevines, blah, 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 and I'm just like, all right. And then you just get so traumatized that I told myself, I was like, I'm not going back there. I'm not going back to that place no more. And I cut ties. And she died back in August. Like, so like,
I'm so sorry.
For, overdose. Like, and it was just like,
my condolences.
Thank you, appreciate it. But it's weird because you think that you cut ties, like you're done. Like, I don't gotta worry about that no more. Bro. But nah, that shit hit me like fucking a bag of rocks straight to the face. And
hit you harder.
Like I was just like, damn, I would think to myself. So it's hard because you know what I mean. Like you want to be there, you want to be supportive, and you want to do this, but sometimes people have had their own enough, and like we can't blame those individuals that we kind of just got to deal with the situation at hand. Yes. The cards that you're dealt, you got to work with those fucking cards. Like, and you got to do what you got. That's the one thing I learned from the hood. Like, you get the cards that you're dealt, and you just got to shuffle them and keep shuffling them until you get to the point where you know that you're not in that situation anymore. But you also, like, you have to educate yourself. You have to want it. You have to do it yourself. Like, and it sucks because you are lost. Like, at the same time, you're going through all this pain. Your family's fucking a burden. Everyone's fucked up. Like, you have no way of, like, sense of direction. Yep. So it's just kind of, it sucks because everyone's tired. Everybody's, like, over it. Nobody wants to deal with it. Yep. And you're like, so it's real complicated and it becomes, like, real stressful. And it's hard. I learned that I don't blame anyone for not stepping up at those times because like I realized that, you know what, like I had to go through that to figure it out, like to get to where I'm at today. Right. And it sucks that not a lot of people get that same way. There's people that follow the same path. There's people that don't get out the hood, and there's people that fucking die in the hood. Like, and that's just that fucking sucks. Like, that shit is whack.
But like he said, like the breaking point, I could tell you my mom's breaking point is when she lost her dad. That was it. Yeah. And I tell you it all the time. Like I seen it though. That's what hurt me. It was like, you seen her being like functional, to where it was like, nah, she don't care no more. Like that was like, it's like you said, everybody got that glimmer of hope, and that was her glimmer of hope. That's why like, I don't hold it against them, like you said, because everything I went through, it made me me. But it's still going to always be the questions, like, how can you sit back and watch kids go through this? Right. Like, this, to me, then that's a character issue with people. Like, you're going to let kids suffer. And it's crazy because what he said, like, your mom relapsed and you cut her off. And that's something that I tell you I deal with all the time is like, well, if I cut my mom off completely and something happens, then I live with the guilt of, damn, could I have done more? That's what I like. I got to deal with enough guilt of the shit I did. Like, I don't want to add more. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I be trying to figure out. Like, damn, like, but then again, I feel like because I have that personality, the addictive personality of trying to make everyone happy is like, am I trying to make her happy or am I really trying to make myself happy?
But that's something that we were talking about the other day when I was saying, like, I stay away from my dad's house. Yeah,
especially if he drinks.
Because my dad is we can go at 10 o'clock in the morning.
No, it'd be 8 on Christmas. You want a shot? Nigga, I just fucking woke up. And a beer? And a beer?
Brushing your teeth with it.
Yeah.
Dip it in the shot.
Yo, facts.
Like, for real. Like, do you want a beer? You want a shot? You want this? You want wine? You want coquito? You want, like, he has it all. You know what I mean? And me, like, I try to stay, obviously, like, I feel like I have a problem. And thank God, I don't want to say thank God, but, like, a couple of my health issues, I can't really drink a lot. It, it triggers it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I really drink moderately. So I try not to drink, but I don't want to drink with my dad.
Yeah. Because you know what I mean? You're enabling
and I feel like I feel
too,
right. I feel like I'm enabling it. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been to places or I've been with him where people know that he's drunk and they make fun of it. You know what I mean? At least I know.
While enabling him.
While enabling him. You understand what I'm saying? And I stay away because I feel like my dad's generation, they're not ready to sit down and admit, like, I have a problem. Mm-hmm. Like,
I got it.
Right. Like, so, like, he will never sit here and be like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, he's not ready to have that conversation. So, because he's not ready to have that conversation and me tell him my feelings about it, I stay away. But at the same time, it hurts a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I love my dad. I love my mom. You know what I'm saying? They live right up the street.
Yeah, in fact. We were just there.
We were just there today. But I go because he tells me, like, oh, let's go. And I'm like, maybe.
We had to pick something up. Don't put that on me, nigga. Like,
I'd be like, no, I volunteer. I'd be like, yo, get out
the car.
Like,
get out the car. Hold up. Nah, we getting out as a team, nigga. Because her mom would talk. So it's like, it's not no, hi, mommy, bye. It's, I'm there for an hour. I'm getting cursed out. You see me get cursed out at the party. You don't see me enough. It's that. Like, nah, you coming with me. Anybody get cursed out, it's finna be you. Yeah. I feel your pain. Yeah. Let's get to some of these comments because I'm pretty sure there's a few. I needed to hear this. Not at the time. Me personally, I didn't know what I was doing. I know I wasn't trying to hurt my kids. I know that I regretted that to this day. I know, Mom. We have these conversations. Sierra, I'm the worst because I turn people right away. I will not enable, but when I see you helping yourself, I will help you because that's me. I will help someone if they're helping themselves. Soon as you fuck up, then it's fuck you again. And afterwards, we beat ourselves up. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. No, they don't. The high is higher than the understanding of who and how they affect. And then get high again. It is a way of thinking that traps us into addiction. Love you, Titi. I love you too, baby girl. They just don't give a damn. All they worried about is getting high, and I won't give them nothing. And they involved in the altercation while on their high state of mind. My mom Dukes drank a good bit growing up. I remember seeing like half sleep in the bathroom or full sleep on the toilet in the middle of the night. I was confused because she did a damn good job trying to raise me and give me everything I wanted, needed, and such. As I got older, I realized how much pain she was dealing with, and it was how she coped. As time went on, it became less and less. Now she can't have not even one beer with me because she gets annoying, LOL, falls asleep. Sorry you went through that, Josh. You know I'm here for you. She now only drinks on special days. She now only on special. Damn, I read that retarded. Andre's not the only one who can't fucking read clearly. Good old minority education at his work.
Thank you for confirming me and throwing me under the bus too. Right?
You know, we got to stick together. Pop said, my mom was a junkie. My brothers were junkies. Some still are. And it wasn't easy and still ain't watching your people kill themselves. Pops, that's real facts. I say this, though. My grandma, nigga, and this woman country as hell. She went from being a junkie to having her own land in North Carolina, a crib out in Florida, and having a little spot out here. So shout out to my grandma, because she'll still cut one of y'all niggas.
And you could definitely, there's definitely still hope and opportunity for those that, go into recovery. Like, it's definitely out there.
Yep. but we just Sierra, but we just talking about urban addicts. You got to talk about the addictions in the suburbs. Crazy as well. I love my life and how I grew up made me. I'm forever grateful. Hey, Kristen, years and years and years. It's a hard addiction. Yes, life was really like that. Yeah, since the 80s. Everybody said I turned my back, but I just had to love from a distance because I can't enable you as you should. Hold people accountable and keep it pushing. One thing I learned is your friends will put money over loyalty and serve your moms on God. That is facts.
Bro.
I'm sorry, Andre, you got to heal because you sound like it still hurts. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Papi no shot. It's not easy to hurt the people you love when you're on drugs. It's really not. And yes, it does hurt as well. It hurt me. It hurts me to this day. Addictive personality should be part 2. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Does it hurt enough to stop? Reading is fundamental. Fuck you, Pops. Yes, I look great job. I feel like this, right? I feel like what Andre said was like the fucking the nail, like the perfect thumbnail. Boom is. It's like everybody has a breaking point, and not for nothing. Some of us ain't strong like others, man. So, like I said, man, when I heard what happened to my uncle and shit, and then his reasoning, bro, I was just like, mind you, this is a nigga like when my dad was locked up for child support or whatever. That nigga was always like filling that role. Besides my grandfather, because my grandfather was like the main one, and then it was just like the person I remember to who you are. It's so like it's tainted, it's tarnished, but it's just like, damn. You went through a hell of a lot and you held up strong for so many years. At some point, it's too much. Some people just ain't like that. But again, even this is an older generation. They weren't taught to talk about it. They weren't taught to get help. They weren't taught coping mechanisms, or they didn't have people to go to because, let's be honest, back then, them niggas was doing the same shit we was doing or worse. Like I used to tell you, I'm on 2nd Street. I'm drinking 40s and Chinese, where I'm getting money from. What am I? That's 12. I'm drinking 40s. Like, bruh, I'm only going down from here. Because by the time I was 21, it was like, I don't even need to drink. I'm just doing it because. But the hood, everything, just how we grew up is addictive. Just getting out of there in itself is a beautiful thing.
And the traumas behind people, like how people get addicted. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like, that's another issue too, like that's within itself. Like, you know what I mean? You're talking about like people are addicted, you know, to these opioids and shit like that, and like and all these crazy ass drugs. But what led them to that? You know what I mean? Like the story behind it. Like, and I'm not saying it's okay, but like, you know, there's people out there, that females that are into drugs that got raped, or even dudes that got raped, or like shit like that, or like
that's facts.
And then get to numb that pain, and how do you come back from that, or how do you know what I mean? When everything is a constant like fail, like everything you attempt, everything you try to do, everything you think that you're trying to do right just fails. And unfortunately, that's just a part of life. But not many people, when you're growing up in poverty, I mean, can really help you with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, oh shit, all right, well, you gotta get up and do it again. You gotta get up and do it again. You know, and that's just what it is. You do have to get up and do it the fuck again, and you have to fucking commit to it. Like, and I think that we just give up too fast as a society because we just want it the fucking easy way. And I think that we appreciate things a lot more when we work for them. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what happens. Like when we try to achieve a goal, like we allow it to defeat us. We don't allow it to catapult us. Like, yo, fuck that. I'm doing this shit. That's how I am today. Like, and it took me a while. I'm like, oh, fuck, I failed. Fuck that shit. I'm going to study my ass off to get this shit, okay? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the mentality that, I mean, I feel as though we should be instilling in our children. Like, instilling.
Facts.
Is like, yo, if you fail, like, that's just a sign. Failure is a sign of success. Like, it's a part of success. That's just what happens.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, like, don't allow it to defeat you, and don't allow it to soak in this sorrow. Like, get yourself, before that negativity sinks in, get the fuck back up. That's what that is. And I think that the addiction just goes with that self-defeat. Like, you feel like you're defeated, like, and you just want to, like, wallow in it. And that's what I feel as though what people do. They wallow in. It's so much easier to be sad and, you know, blue and shit like that because you just sad and blue. You don't gotta do shit. You're numb. Like you're just sitting there.
Remember, being sad is easier than taking accountability.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Mm-hmm. But let's like, my cousin said the urban drugs. Why is it right that like, and I've asked you this, why is coke? Like people like, oh, he's just doing a line, right? But if you go hit the crack pipe, it's a prop. It's the same shit. It's a little chemically altered with some baking soda, da. Yeah. But what you're sitting here telling me is because, if you want to be honest, coke is a white man drug. So it's okay because of that.
That's like Adderall too.
Yeah, but I know that's what I'm getting into. Like, oh, my daughter,
Adderall.
she's addicted to Xans. Bitch, that's not cool.
Yeah, none of it.
But if you pay attention, the white drug is not labeled as bad. Like, look at heroin. Like they're giving you like you got stations. So what's like Joe Biden nigga said we gonna start giving out crack pipes and shit. My nigga, what? Nigga, what? No that makes no fucking sense. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you voted for this nigga Sleepy Joe. This nigga say he giving out crack pipes, cut. What's wrong with this nigga to get crack pipes? I feel like we're in such a time where everything is about enabling. We enable these instead of getting your kid proper help, like finding what could be wrong and like taking building character. I'm gonna put you on these Percocet 30s and these Xans and these Oxys and these Klonopins. Your kid walking around like a zombie and you think that shit's cool. Then wonder why your kid in school doing all this crazy shit. Like,
I'm glad you bring that up because that's important too. I think that in the medical industry, I think that they're definitely just giving out prescriptions like easy. Like there's been people that have come out and been telling their story. Like like I went to go do pain for my leg and they offered me an opioid or something to fix. Like you know what I mean? Like why immediately is that like the fix? You know what I mean? Like,
and they stay away from the THC aspect. They'll give you every pill in the book, but when you be like, hey, can I get on? I got my medical card. Like, can we do this? Oh no.
But that was me. Like because I have fibro, and eventually I have Hashimoto's disease, but eventually it's gonna flip to lupus within due time. So I had told my doctor, like, I want to go the holistic route. I want the flower. You know what I mean? That's what I want. She knew that from the beginning. So finally, when we figured out what was wrong with me, I had to go to the fibromyalgia doctor, obviously. And the first thing that they want to push is OxyContin.
Sorry.
I don't want that. But then they refused to give me my medical license. So I had to go, like, around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, and my doctor was, like, upset. But it's just, like, this is what they push. Yeah. It's I don't know if you watch Dope Sick.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
So good.
He gonna watch it now.
Hulu.
I will watch it.
But like the way that the pharmaceutical company like pushed that shit out there is mind blowing, and it's just like I
got a headache.
Like no, for real. And the thing is, it's like up it, and they were giving this shit to like 11-year-olds, and it was so crazy. And like so, I watched what made me watch Dope Sick was the documentary called The Pharmacist. There was a pharmacist that was literally like taking notes about the people that were getting coming for OxyContins and shit. And
basically watch them deteriorate.
Yes. And become fiend out and all this crazy shit. They're so quick to push this opioid agenda. Mm-hmm. And like it's so they just like bypass that shit like nothing. And I think that's like the number one
yeah, pills is definitely overtaking everything at the moment. That shit's crazy. Listen, I ain't start taking pills, period. Nigga wouldn't even take Tylenol. Don't bring that shit near me, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, listen, dog, I'll be in pain before I take pills. Remember, even fucked up back and all you want. Nope, I can't take pills. Can you put it in liquid? No? Okay, then I don't want it. Straight up. Yeah, for real, facts. That's how I used to be. Perks was the white man in the white coats got us addicted. Let's not talk about the 28-day rehab scheme. Listen, it don't take 28 days to get off nothing.
No.
Like you said, it's a process. I don't care how long it is. You always gonna need help and assistance, guidance, but you gotta find that strength from within as well.
Glad you said that because that's so true, and I want to touch base on that. Like like we can be there for individuals no matter how much we want to be there, but at the end of the day, the same way like drinking didn't stop. Ain't nobody stopped me from drinking. I stopped myself.
Yourself.
You know what I mean? Like people have said, like made comments this that, and the third, but like at the end of the day, like you have to come to that sudden realization, like yo, this shit ain't getting me nowhere. Like you have to want that change. It has to become a need. Like fuck the want, because we can want anything in the world, like, but it has to be a need, and you need to grow that need for yourself. And I think when you're trying to help somebody through an addiction and trying to get them to recover and get them in recovery, it's helping them see that fact. It's helping them see that they need this because they can have this. Like they can have all those things that they wallow and they think about that they can never have because they're sitting up there thinking like, oh no, I fucked up so bad. I can never have this. I can never recover from this. I can never come back from this. I lost my kids already. I did this. Think of the process now and having to get them, and that's coaching them. Like, and it takes patience. Like, sad, but it takes fucking patience. And I think that we just don't have that. And I'm be the first to say and admit that I didn't have that. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel I lost a couple of people through the addiction situation, and it's real devastating because you almost feel like, damn, like I fucked up, like I didn't do enough. But at the end of the day, like we did enough. We did enough of what we could.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's one thing that was heavy hard on me. Like, damn, I didn't do enough. But at the end of the day, no, I did what I could. Like, you know what I mean? I tried to do. I stood there. I walked through it. I tried coached. I told them I advanced. Like, I tried to like but at the end of the day, people have to want it, and I think people just need the coaching aspect of trying to like, hey, look, like you can have this. You just got to work towards this every day. And I think sometimes checking in with people every so often, even if you got to like every other day or like just a quick check-in. It don't got to be 30 minutes, 40 minutes long. Like, yo, what's up? Like, how you doing? Or, how you doing today? Like, and just keep that because if you're consistent with that, I believe that does help.
Yeah.
So I mean, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I think it gives them a support system for sure. That definitely will help.
It's that shit's crazy.
Yeah. I have a question. So, what are some things that affected you from a person's addiction, or if you're an addict yourself, and still affect you from the addiction, and how do you cope with it?
Damn. That's like a grand slam right there. You asking a lot.
Ask the first part of the question.
So,
what is something
that's a part of the effects. I've been forgetting shit.
Right. So, what are some things that have affected you from dealing with someone that has an addiction, or you yourself with your addiction? Like, how has it affected you? So, like, for instance, like my dad with his drinking and stuff, like we used to get like our like lights cut off a lot and our like water shut off and shit like that, or like we sometimes didn't have like food in the house, so like to this day, like I have major OCD.
You pay everything early. That's how she is.
Early. Like everything, like I would not. Nothing is gonna get cut off. Nothing ever in my life.
Yeah,
like, I can't deal with that. You know what I mean?
But it's I'll clarify it. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it starts to stress you and starts to mess with your mental because of what you went through before, it becomes PTSD, and that's nothing but stress.
That's the trauma.
It's trauma.
That's the trauma
you've
experienced.
Now you're building up all this anxiety and stress. It's like, fuck is you like? You tripping? Like we good? Like that's a good one.
So my answer to your question. I mean, being like I was telling you guys, being born with drug withdrawal. My chemical imbalance is depression and anxiety. I've been depressed my whole entire life.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember being a kid being depressed and battling that. It's just, as an adult, I know how to manage it. You know what I mean now? And that has been, aside from the traumas and stuff like that, I mean, depression I know is going to be something I carry to my last day. Yep. You know what I mean? Because it's always been that chemical imbalance in my brain that I'm just there's days that could go fucking great, and I'm just fucking sad. Like, I could have a fucking phenomenal day, and but I think my fear where it triggers is that it could be a phenomenal day, but I think it's gonna be taken away because that's just how it's always been. I'll get the highs, and
always come with low.
And it just comes and swoops where gets taken from underneath your feet. So I think that is kind of like something that I suffer and I battle every fucking day. Like, I'm always like, oh shit, I'm having a great fucking day, but then I'll be hyped, but then I'm like towards the middle of the day, I'm like, calm this shit down, you know what I mean? Let me bring it down a little bit, because I'm just like, I'm in that fear mode. I'm like, oh shit, tomorrow's gonna be that day. That's why I think that when people flaunt on social media or people flaunt in general, I think that just chill out. Like, it's okay to stunt every now and again and feel good, but when you're making that priority, I think that you're not realizing how much that can actually just be. It can be taken away from you. So I think that humble yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I also deal with a lot of anxiety, like really bad.
Yeah, I get overwhelmed quick. Like, not quick. I don't want to say like. I think that when I'm trying to task things out throughout the day, especially being an assistant manager now, like, and managing, like, it's just kind of like you're trying to tally everything. You're trying to organize by prioritizing. Yeah. And then when you got so many things going off, and then you try to keep. I'm a big fan believer of leaving your personal life when you're working at the door, and sometimes that's difficult. I mean, you can't always. Sometimes people can't always do that, especially when you have a family. But I think that what's important is that you take that 5 minutes to yourself and kind of regroup. So, like, I'll go to the bathroom and be like, all right, take 5 minutes to breathe, like, you know what I mean? And be like, even if you, sit on that drone for a little bit, you know what I mean? And just kind of do what you got to do. But I just think that, it's just rough.
Like, one thing for me, like, I ain't really ever have. So, like, I overcompensate with, like, my kids, like, and it, like, holidays and shit. Like, I'll be going overboard and shit. I do. And it's really a trauma that I deal with, because even though I know, like, it's really hurting them, a kid shouldn't have everything. Right. You should still work for some things, and you should still, like, so... From, like, what I'm saying, shit being stolen and sold or not having, I feel like I overcompensate. And that's what, like, I'll be like, I don't even like spending money. Why I'm doing this? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's in there. But, like, PTSD-wise, like I don't really trust nobody. Like, I don't trust nobody. And, like, I don't know if it's from the trauma of always seeing all different types of people, characteristics, but I could tell you what you're going to do to me before you do it, and everybody will tell me, "Oh, you crazy," then it happens, and I'm sitting there like, "Oh, Poppy crazy though, right?" It's like, yo, like, it's bad, because, like, if you vibing with someone, but in the back of your head, you like, this faggot nigga finna cross me, and then it happens, and then the whole time people are telling you, no. But they're like, you've seen so many snakes in so many different shapes and figures and colors, and you're just like, nah, I know a snake when I see, and then everybody's like, nah, you crazy, chill. So you and it's like, I was fucking right. Because it drives people away from you too. Because people are like, oh, this nigga, he always thinking someone out to get him. Like, who is he? And it's like, I'm not nobody, but I know you gonna do some funny shit. And unfortunately, it's not yet.
I also have a problem with people's tone.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, the way that their voice.
My voice always raises. That's my worst thing from the shit, man.
But I've known that that's.
Yeah, well, we had to go to therapy.
Right. But I know that's a part of.
That's a whole different.
That's a whole different. Right. That's part of your trauma.
Yeah, so, that's my trauma. Yeah.
But, like, with me, like, my dad, his tone, his I can't even explain it. It's like he's not talking to you, he's talking down at you.
Oh yeah, you.
So, like, when it's very triggering for me, and sometimes I don't know how to dissect it. That's a trigger. You understand what I'm saying? I get defensive, like, real quick.
You become a nigger.
Sometimes.
That's the trauma. That's the trauma.
It's true because I mean, sometimes it's when someone instead of somebody talking to you and talking at you, like they're actually talking down to you. I mean, they're trying to be arrogant. They're trying to put you down. They're trying to make you seem you're less educated than what you are. I think that's definitely a trigger for me too. I could agree with you. Like, I definitely don't want to seem like. Because I own my shit. Like can't nobody tell me nothing. I own my shit. If I can't read something, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I can't read it. I can't understand it. I'm gonna break that shit down. Or if I'm not comprehending something, I'm gonna read it again, or I'm gonna go through it. But I'm not. You're not gonna make me feel like I'm less worthy than you, or I can't do that. No, in fact, I could probably do it better than you.
Amen.
I could probably find a way that you probably make your head spin, like you'd be like, oh shit, like I didn't even really get over that way. You know what I mean? Like, like you gotta like I hate that. Like people think that because you may not have as much education as them, and then being book smart doesn't always mean that you have the most education. Like, you know what I mean? You can have self-education and be one of the smartest individuals. I know people who never went to college and never did anything and are smart as shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's that natural self-education is important too. Like, self-educate yourself, research it. Yep. When you don't know something, and that's a lot of shit of what my mentors used to do with me. Like, when you don't know something, research it. You know what I mean? And figure that shit out. And I think that a lot of that, what people do when they try to talk down to you is they don't realize that they don't have emotional intelligence. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of creating, like, emotional intelligence is something I learned from one of my biggest mentors. And her name is Stephanie Newell. I'll put her out there. Like, she is, like, completely, she's the shit. Like, she definitely helped me understand that I wasn't aware of, like, how to really kind of, when you have people around you, what you should be really focusing on is making sure that you're not being, your tone, you know what I mean? You're talking, appropriately amongst the group that you're in. Like, or know your audience. You know what I mean? Like, know who you're around and what you can and should not say. Because you could easily offend anyone. And I'm not saying that, because we live in a society where people are easily offended. That's just the way it is, period. Because that's always been that way. And I think that that's important because I wouldn't want nobody to walk into a room and just kind of like have no disregard for me. So I think that that's kind of like where a lot of people don't have that understanding when they're talking down to people. Like, they don't have that, oh shit, like I know this is making this person feel like this. Like, that's fucked up. Like, and that's something, that's a personal issue on that individual. Yeah. That's not a personal issue on us. And I think when we react, that's when they start this and the third. But they ain't even, sometimes people don't even care. Like, sometimes people just don't give a shit.
That's true.
Very true.
My thing is that I've learned is my tone always goes up because I wasn't heard unless I was loud as a kid in my household. So now I'm just naturally loud. And it's the worst because my kids think we arguing. I'm like, nah, I'm just talking. Oh, you're loud. And it's like, they don't understand. They're still young, but that's literally it. Like, that's a trauma right there. Because if we're talking and I feel like, oh, you're not understanding me, and my natural thing is it raises. And then it's like, yeah, but that's really not. And I don't do it on purpose. So I'll be having to apologize a lot because it happened. It happened.
So my other question is, growing up with a person that had an addiction, did you ever think to yourself that you would turn out like that person? Yeah, that was my biggest fear. That's what made me be the person I am. I was like, nah. Like, that's why people, let's smoke weed. I always used to be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool because I have addiction is in my blood. Yeah. It's in my veins. It's in my body, in my brain. My brain is programmed like, oh, if it's good, keep doing it. And sometimes what feels good ain't really good for you. Right. And that's why, like I said, like drinking, I was an alcoholic. I don't care what nobody says. There's times I was drinking a bottle of Hennessy by myself in a day. Like, that's pretty alcoholic. But it was glorified. Like, everybody like, oh, El could drink a whole bottle. That's crazy. It's crazy. So, like, yeah, man, that was my biggest. I was like, nah, I'll never be like them. Never. Like, I never I don't care what I got to do. I would have never allowed my kids to be in that position. Never. Yeah. Myself, never.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I would end up like my biological parents. Like, definitely end up like fucking doing something. I never done anything besides like as far as like weed and I mean I tried to eat pill one time. Like,
one time.
Maybe twice.
It just keep going. If I turn,
like like all jokes aside, I mean I don't do that. Right. I was back, on the college days and shit like that. Right.
But
I remember one time I had roommates before I even moved out here in 2013. I had 2 girl roommates. They're both in college. They're cool as hell. To this day, they're cool peeps. One time, my homegirl invited me to her room, and she was studying or whatever. And I was thinking we was gonna spark up a blunt, we were gonna smoke. This bitch brought out a line of coke. So I was like, and I was just like, I was traumatized. Like, I'm not even lying to you. Like, I was like,
hold up, bitch.
I got nervous. Oh shit, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
Where Ashton Kutcher at,
like,
bitch?
Dead ass, and she just offered that shit like it was a piece of candy. Like, would you like some? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, what are we doing? Like,
where's the weed?
Like, I was like, yeah, we about to roll up. Like, so that was traumatizing to me. Like, and that was just like, oh nah, like I can't because of that addictive personality.
I'm gonna become that thing.
That's what I'm gonna become. I don't want that. Like, that's definitely not something I could do. And then even though, like, you know, coke is like such a, I guess the norm, I guess you would say, for certain people, but it's not for me. Like, it's just not, like, I was just like, yo, I was just more shocked that she offered that shit like a piece of candy. Like, would you like some? No. Straight like that. Straight off the bat. Like, would you like some? And I'm like, no, my nose.
Right.
Matter of fact,
I'm sensitive. Like,
my shit broken right now. So
my shit get sensitive. Like, now I get a nosebleed or something. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. No, but they do. They offer it like candy, bro.
That's fear. That's a fear.
In a car, and they'll ask everybody, "You want?" And I'm like, "Hold the fuck on. This is not."
You offering to fuck up somebody's life? Like, that's not nice.
I feel like I was definitely going down that route, like drinking. Like you said, we were drinking. Like, I was drinking it straight all the time. Yeah, I don't care what time it was. It could have been 12 o'clock in the evening. Let's drink. Sure, why not? It's nice and sunny outside. Fucking Fridays. Let's go. Go ahead. And I just felt like, you know, I was going down that route, and I had a lot happen to me in a certain, like, small amount of time. You know what I mean? So it was like I lost my grandmother. She, like, raised me. Me and Lamont, we had our own problems, and we separated. That fucked me up. And then my grandfather died, and it was just like one thing after another, and I was just drinking. I would drink. I didn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it was one of those things that I started to get help, and it made me realize, like, there's a difference between, like I said, having a drink, an occasional drink, and then just drinking because you want to, like, drown yourself and, you know, right, you know what I mean? But I was definitely going down that route, and I definitely, I hated myself so much because I would always talk down on my dad, and here I am doing it, you know what I mean?
Next day doesn't always make you feel better either.
Right.
Now you feel worse. You're like, damn, I'm being like these motherfuckers, and now I want to drink again, not to feel like this. But that's why I can understand why they be like, I got to get high again, not to feel this pain.
The thing that made me change, what I want to say was, I have a group glide. You know what glide is? Mm-hmm. It's like a video chat with a group of people. Yep. And I have that with my friends, and I was just drinking, being belligerent, and just talking shit. And my friends would be like, "Yo, like, you good? Like, what you doing over there? Like, you drinking by yourself?" And then I would, like, wake up the next day and look how I was just, like, slurring my words and shit. And I'm like, oh,
it's
no,
the worst when motherfuckers got you on camera, too.
Right. I'm like, oh, no, bitch.
Man, delete that shit, bitch. I'll beat your ass.
Right, I'll be posting shit.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Let me just
setting people up and shit.
Yeah, it was just not okay.
No, see, my shit, right, is even with drinking. Like, even if I do it for fun, it's the vibe. Because I could be having a great time, one thing it'll set me off. Mm-hmm. I'm like a fucking ticking time bomb. So I could be having... You could breathe on me wrong. Oh, I'm a sock him out now. It's like, it's the worst. And I don't know why it's like that, but that's when I felt like I was really just like, yo, I have no control. To me, once I don't have control, then it's like, all right, I got to figure this out because I didn't have control as a kid. And I went through all that. So in my head, I got to be as in control as I can.
Right.
But if I'm at the club and I can't have a good time, that's what I'm spending my money to do. Go have a good time, and I can't. Oh, yeah, something's not right here.
Yeah.
I learned I could definitely have a good time recently learn this without drinking. I used to think I couldn't have a good time without drinking. But your emotions are amplified. So of course, like if you're already a ticking time bomb without drinking, like your emotion is
be under the bus.
Nah. I'm saying, I mean, from my example,
facts.
I've been in a couple scuffles myself, like because of drinking and shit like that, like, and I've gotten into situations in trouble, like, you know what I mean, because of drinking, and I think that shit just it's not okay, like, you know what I mean, like you're running away from a problem, causing other problems. Like, you're like, oh shit, like people don't want to be around you when you're like that, when you're being belligerent, like, and I'm blessed that you have like people who actually know you for who you are, because I think that's the biggest thing, is that people know, you know, they know Lamont, they know Vanessa, like, you know what I mean, they know, like, oh, okay, they're not like that, so those people that rock with you are gonna stick with you, because they're like, nah, that's just a moment, like, you know what I mean, but that's not the people that they are.
But even saying that, you know how embarrassing that is?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. But
I don't know. Trust me, I'm.
But when you think about it, that's like I'm that person. Like the perfect double-edged sword is me. Oh, it's good if I'm gonna protect everybody. But if they feel like I'm tripping, then I'm tripping. And I'll be like, no, motherfucker.
Right.
If my crazy is good when it's good for you, it got to be good when it's good for me. Maybe how you know I didn't feel threatened. Oh, you're crazy. First of all, I don't get crazy unless I'm forced to get crazy. Like, if that was the case, I'd be just out here smacking people, pistol whipping people. I don't do none of that. So you can't say that's me. You could just say, let's analyze the situation. But then at that point, I don't even want to do it, because now that y'all thought process is already, this is who Lamont is. So it's like, all right, let me get better, I guess, guys. Let me do better.
Yeah. Again, that's why it's important to kind of like set the tone, especially when you're meeting people for the first time, and then this is like I've been in that situation too, where like you meet people, a group of people for the first time, and then you drink, and then you fuck up, and you're like,
oh, this nigga crazy.
Right.
You can't bring him around.
Oh, the Nork came out that nigga
for
quick.
real, like,
the Nork.
For real,
that's how
like,
it be.
Oh man, it sucks. Like, it really does, and I don't want to ever be a part of that shit no more. Like, I don't want to be that example. Like, I just kind of want to actually lead by example.
That's a fact. Pop said them stealing from you or them robbing niggas and come get you to help them get rid of the drama, take your clothes and bring them back as rags, and it's hard to deal with it, especially if someone's close to heart. And he said all the time, that's why I never moved on from weed. Listen, I know for me, man, listen, Gabi, what's up? I know for me, it's like, I learned that I don't need the alcohol, you feel me? Like, if you notice, when we first met, how many times I tell Gabi no before I was like, all right, just give me one. Just because it's like, I know my limits. It's not that I'm not drinking. It's that I like to limit myself. Like you said, I like to see if I could be in an environment and still have a good time. One Corona ain't going to do shit for me. But my problem is I drink that one Corona and then I'm 12 in, because that's how it goes. Because I could go from 1 shot to 5 shots, and then I forget shit. How many minutes went by? Nigga, 2. Oh, I should slow down. But now I'm already drinking. I'll forget about that. So then 2 hours into a podcast and we're all folded.
Right.
It's crazy because we didn't know we just killed almost a whole bottle. Like that bottle, remember?
Right.
I'm like, damn, who drank all that? Y'all, oh shit, my bad. Or with the ODs. Yeah. I drank like 2 bottles of OE. That's OD. Lamont, what are you doing? You're supposed to be hosting a podcast. Yeah. Not getting fucking crazy drunk, but it happens. Gabi said, I need the alcohol.
So another question is, when did you realize that you had an addiction?
I've always known I had addictions, but I've always placed the blame on my mom. Like, it's her fault. And it never really, like, until I started seeing Patty, where it was kind of like, nah, but that's your choice. So you gonna choose to continue to let the past dictate how you move. And then it was like, well, this bitch is right. She's motherfucking right. And then it was like, it's nothing wrong. She basically told me, like, when you look in the mirror and you really want to fix yourself, you'll be able to. And that's when I was like, but like, you've told me, like, you know, my thing is this, right? Don't compare me to people. And so, but I have to understand her trauma. So she'd be like, oh, my dad used to do that. Like, yo, but don't compare me to your dad, because you could do something that could remind me of my mom, but I'm not going to compare you. Because, like...
But you do sometimes.
Yeah, so do you.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a lot of shit that I could say reminds me of my mom that I don't. Because you could be disrespectful. Oh, that's a crackhead. Don't say that. But right there, now that's ultimate disrespect. So I don't do that. I just be like, oh, all right. What I'm supposed to do? I'll tell you right now, I don't trust women is because of her. Yeah. It's literally because of her. That's not like, I work on it. I give you as much trust as I can. Like, I'm sorry. Not like, it is what it is though, you know, like, it's just fucking tough in all aspects. But I realized, I was like, what? Like 28-ish. Like 2 years ago. Well, maybe more than 2 years ago. I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. Fucking say 28. 28. When I realized, like, well, you gotta get your shit right, cuz.
I want to say I realized my alcohol problem probably years ago. Probably like early 20s. When I accepted it. It was last year. It's a whole different game in itself. Yeah. Knowing and accepting.
Yes.
Same.
And I accepted it last year. So that's what caused me. That's what led me to sobriety.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, fuck this shit. Like, I don't want to be that person anymore. Because my thing is that I had stopped. I would drink back early 20s. I would drink. Like, I would just drink and it wasn't a problem. Anybody tell you, we go on vacation, like, first thing we wake up is a shot. On vacation, I don't give a fuck. Like, I would line up shots. Everybody who was on vacation, I would line up shots. And I was like, before anybody watched, and it was a rule. And I don't know, people fucking listen to me. Like, they would fucking take the shot before you even brushing their teeth. Like, that's just how we used to do. And that was just kind of like my stupidity, like, with drinking. And I would do, like, I just did dumb shit, like, straight dumb shit. Like, it just fucked up shit, like, say disrespectful shit, and, like, I had no care, disregard, and then next day I felt horrible. Like, I'm like, damn, like, and then leading up to, like, all right, well, I gotta slow down, like, blah, blah, like, you know, 2 years ago, I was like, I gotta chill out. Like, I'm getting close to, you know, I'm in my 30s now, like, I gotta chill out. Like, last year is just finally when, you know, I went through a traumatic experience, and I was just like, I'm not doing this no more. I want to wake up, and even though I wasn't drinking as much, because I wasn't drinking, I was doing, like, maybe, you know, every other weekend type shit, or every time there was, like, an event or something like that. Like, my thing is that I didn't know when to stop.
You will binge.
Yeah, like, I would binge. So I wouldn't drink for 2-3 weeks, and that's okay. Like, oh, okay, you're not. Yeah,
I'm gonna get it back.
just to get my, like, my thing. Like, just to be, like, to feel like, okay, now I can drink today. I'm fucking drinking today, and I will be happy as hell that day. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking drink my ass off today to make up for those 3 weeks that I didn't drink.
Right.
And that, to me, that's sad. Like, and then you feel like you're making up a couple days, and I will be making up for a couple days, trying to adjust, get my brain back to function, like, because the next day I'll be feeling like shit. Like, I've downed bottles by myself. Sad to say, like, I'm admitting that shit, like, by myself, like 750 fucking liters, like, alone, like, and I'm fucking trash, obliterated, done stupid shit, like, fuck shit up, like, cost me money, like, just lost. I would be rich right now, like, deadass. I would be fucking rich. I would have a whole fucking house, no neighbors, you know what I mean? 15 foster children, you know what I mean? Like, 5 dogs, like, with all the money I could have recouped from all that shit, like, deadass. I'm not even trying to be front, but I woke up and said, nah, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
See, with me, it was when we calculated our budget and we added Hennessy to our budget.
Oh, y'all fancy? Y'all fancy drinkers?
Yeah,
we had it. Nigga, I was turned up.
I guess I'm not that fancy because the nigga used to drink.
I'm talking about we legit sat down with a person and we had Hennessy as part of our budget.
No, she put it in because she was our friend and she was like, y'all drink 1 or 2 bottles a week, and then that's when I started thinking, like, damn, I'm drinking, okay?
Bottles in here.
And when Lamont told me how much I was smoking, and he calculated in the price, bro, like, that shit fucking killed me. I was like,
I said, you getting it for free? You running up your tab, girl? You better slow down, girl. You better slow down.
Oh my god!
It's because when you have it, you don't think about it. Like, I'm buying 2 bottles of Henny in my head, 1 for me, 1 for y'all. And if this run out, I'm coming for that one, nigga. Like, it used to be so bad. God is my witness. It was like, you gotta take a 10-second shot to hang with me. I would tell niggas they gotta go. You gotta go. I don't care where I'm at. Go. Nigga, it's mine. I'm here. This is mine. Like, if a territory, this is mine now. Like, you gotta go.
It was like a celebration. Everybody tap the bottle, tap the bottle.
or like, yo, it used to be so bad. I had the little, it was I don't know, champagne and what was it? There was some bottle. Somebody arguing with me. Oh, you can't. I'm like, yo, I could drink this whole bottle right now. No, you can't. My cousin comes in. I'm like, cut. Please tell this nigga this is nothing. Right, and he's like, I'm gonna tell you, Lamont can drink it, but since you want him to prove you wrong, I'm gonna tell him he can't. He's gonna kill the bottle, and then you gonna leave him alone. He said, "Oh, you can't drink it." Turned that joint up. Mind you, I was already drinking. So why in my head, like, did it? Done. Donezo. That was it. It's like, why you do that? And Vanessa knows. She's like, I don't know why y'all, like, just leave him alone. Just let him have his fun. Let him play beer pong. But that's such a bad trait, bro. Like, I'm just, like, waiting. I'm trying to kill myself. In a sense, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I could do it.
Like I know I could do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway, bitches.
Doing at the expense of somebody else's, somebody else's fun, like to see you that fucked up, like you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, you made me drink it. Oh, get mad at them and shit. Like, no, you can't do that.
I'm like this because of you,
right?
You bitch ass nigga.
You like that because of yourself? Like you should have never drank that shit.
Gabi said, "I have fun to drink, not the other way around." Elaborate, Gabi. And Pop said as soon as he smoked weed, he knew he was addicted. Sloshed. That's why I stopped drinking. I was out of control. What's up, cuz? That was me because she popped in here.
Yeah, I see.
Listen, man. It's in my family, though, too. Like,
it is. It's in my family,
like,
too, bad.
My grandfather from my mom's side, he's white. He was the one I told you. Sober, he had to be drinking. No drinks, he was drunk. So sober, he was drunk. Drunk, he was sober. And then my other side, my grandma, OG, nigga, she mixes half vodka, half wine in a cup. And not the wine you buy from the store, the homemade shit, which is punch you. And she'll sit there and kill a whole bottle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, I wonder why I'm like this. I told Vanessa, like, when I go to family functions, I don't drink, though. Like, the black side, because them niggas think because I'm light skinned I won't beat their ass. So I always be on like, nah, I won't drink. Because that's how I feel. Like, if you see my family and you see me, you like, this nigga ain't the like, I'm the lightest one. So like, I be like making it known, like, listen, you see my grandma the darkest one. So you know it's in me. So like, I won't drink, bro. Like my grandma be like, you want to drink, boy? I'm like, nah, grandma, I'm just here. I'm just being a good little Negro because I already know. Like, but it's bad, like, to see my family. My family got every type of addicts, too.
Yeah.
Like, every type of addict. So it's like, nigga, I done seen it all. And I'm like, yo, I can't be like these niggas. There's a few of them. Like, my cousin said she stopped drinking. You know what I mean? Start living good in life. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to be like her, trying to be like my pop. Take the few.
Right.
And just be like, all right, well, there's something to build on. That's how I do it. But
yeah.
Like, and I think self-help is a good way too. Like for people who are like kind of not comfortable with like going to actual recovery centers or anything like that. I mean, there's a ton of fucking podcasts out there that you can listen to that is good for recovery.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's individual recovery sessions and stuff like that. Self-help helps. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's what it is. Like that's how I've actually committed to me progressing, like and stopping drinking is through self-help. I read a book called Unfuck Yourself, and that shit is fucking banging. Like that shit, it talks about the many ways how it doesn't talk about everybody else's issue.
Right.
It talks about your fucking issue, what you have, how you put stuff in front of your own fucking way. How there's people that you have that block you or can block you or set you up for certain things, but it's about how you react. It's about how the work you're willing to put in to get out or around the obstacle that is in front of you. And I think that shit helped me a lot too, like just kind of like, reading that and shit like that, and just kind of reading other shit, like listening to other podcasts about like recoveries and stuff like that. And I wouldn't say like I was a crazy addict or anything like that, but I mean, an addict is an addict, right? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, you have an addiction, you have an addiction, no matter whether it's mild or high. Like, it's just, you have an addiction to something, and that's something you got to fix and address yourself.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
Gabi said, the Henny budget, LOL. Mika said, we alcoholics. My dad said, yes, we are. Right, we breaking generational curses. Yup. And it's hard. It's not. Dog, I had that. It's similar to like my dad. He had diabetes, right? So what he did was he kept And, you know, it's just hard for black folk. You got the packet of Kool-Aid there. He kept one. And I'm like, why you still got it? He's like, to remind myself this is part of the reason why I had to go, you know, take shots and shit. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, I got that bottle up there for how long? I have not touched it. Like, people will come and I'll be offering it to them. But it's there. Yeah. That's how I know, like, I'm in control now. Like, there's times I'll be, like, this last week, I was mad stressed out. I'm like, to the point, like, yo, I go to work, I might hurt one of these niggas. It's like my therapist said, like, you go back to survival mode. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for a nigga to try me. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go. Because it could be a look. Yeah. It could be a smirk. Y'all say something like, oh, what the fuck? Now I smack the shit out you. Now I got an assault charge and probably get fired. So what I do is take that mental break. Most people can't afford to do that, but I'm just saying, like, that's my self-control. Like, I'm stressed out. I won't even look at it. I know it's there. It's like, all right, well, you're in control of I got ciders in there, too. If really her, she gonna tell me, oh, you got ciders in here. I said, nigga, yours, nigga. How you gonna pin that on? That's like, what? That's yours. No, that's yours, nigga. You drink them, John. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like. But for me, like you said, to get the help yourself, sometimes you need a reminder. Sometimes the hardest thing is to have it in front of you and say no. Because once you start to overcome that, then it's like, oh, I could do this whenever. Like you said, when Gabi offers me to drink and then I finally say yes because I want to drink, but if I really didn't want to, I just, but bro, so I was tripping last time I drank, He was like, yeah, I know. I noticed you ain't been drinking. So why you ask me? I just want to see if you wanted to drink. But that's what I'm saying. It's all on me because I could be, like I told him, I won't take a shot with you, but I'll drink a beer. Yeah. I'll settle with you. Or you want me to drink 3 beers or you want me to take 1 shot? What you want? Right. I'll let you pick your poison. Because I'm still going to be just doing this, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah, sometimes I think that people, I mean, if you're strong enough and you can do that and you're ready for it, I think that you should definitely do whatever was going to work for you. Right. I think everybody has a different way of kind of like trying to maneuver, you know, a process of getting over something. And I think that when I did that, when I put myself in a position where I was like, oh, I'm going to be around a bunch of just people who were drinking and I could just say no and I could just, or just not, you know, participate. I feel like that's when I'm able to get over the hump of drinking or that want to drink. That need.
Kevin has a question.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, my cousin talking crazy right now. Yes, it's hard, but it's worth it. I'm proud of you. I still put you in the headlock. I ain't little no more, cuz I put you in the headlock. When's the last time you really got drunk? So we can all answer that. Okay. Babe, you 1 cup Susie over here. She can't hang no more on the set.
Out of here. So the last time I got drunk, I want to say it was like 2-3 years ago where you left me in the car, babe.
Oh.
When you left me in the car and you guys went to Wawa and shit and I was sleeping in the car.
Peep this. We go out. Her and her friend. I'm talking belligerent, right? We were both belligerent. She talking shit. Her friend's so drunk I had to carry the bitch on my shoulder like that. Walking, looking for her car. She just on my shoulder. Had to drive her home. Had to be like, yo, like, did you talk to your man yet? Yeah. Called the nigga. He's like, I ain't heard from her. I said, yo, you so drunk you thought you told him to pick you up. So whatever, take her home. Me and my man's getting hungry. We get the Wawa. This one, from all this shit talking the whole time, we just locked the car. Like, you good? We went and got some food. Yeah, she good. We not AC on, had AC on. You know what I mean? Yeah, so locked it up. We go in there.
You was safe inside?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the gun was in the car.
Stolen.
Nigga was locked.
I could have got stolen.
Yo, they bringing you back. Fuck out of here, cuz. Shit. They bringing you back. That was crazy. When's the last time you were drunk?
Last time I was drunk? September. I want to say September. I remember because it's an anniversary now. Like, at least my countdown's for a year. That's it. After that, I ain't counting out no more. But I would say September 28th. That was in my last kind of little relationship, and then we just kind of that was pretty fucked up. I was pretty wasted. And yeah, you end up when you're wasted like that, you end up fucking spending money you ain't got. You end up doing shit that you just don't want to do. I remember doing stupid fucking shit. There's so many bad stories.
Oh, you too.
We're on him right now. Let's talk about Andre right now, okay?
Nah, but Andre. Yeah, like it's just I don't even want to it's gonna lead them in past. Yeah, gonna lead them as a whole new me.
Listen, man. The worst drunk I can remember is when you left me on the couch when I was done. That's a nigga. I threw up everywhere. I had fucking a nigga's yard. What is worse than that?
When you fell asleep in the bathroom.
What, naked?
Yeah.
At my old crib? Yeah. No, that was good.
At least your home safe and sound.
No, but he's saying your last drunk. Oh. My last drunk would have to be.
Your last drunk?
Like crazy drunk.
I would have to say the Halloween shit.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty fucked up then. Oh God, yeah.
It was very fucked up.
All fucked up. That's true.
You guys, all of yous were fucked up. Even Josh, because Josh just put it.
Cuz passed out on the floor right there in his
yeah,
costume.
There's pictures. Yeah.
Nah, I was drunk, man. Yeah, that was probably October. But again, I try not to drink like that.
Funny story. One time for my best friend's birthday in AC, I got so fucked up. I had to get rolled up by security in a wheelchair
to
the room because I told security that my legs didn't work.
No, he said my legs didn't work.
I said, "Yo, security, my legs didn't work." We got back to the room. I ate a whole bag of fucking edible chocolate chip cookies that I thought were regular cookies.
Oh, you tried to die, nigga.
So I literally I was gone, dumbfounded. No. Everybody was looking for the cookies and everything. Like, yo, where the cookies at? Them
shits
and they're like, yo, Andre ate them shits.
He said no.
Rolled up. My best friend still got that picture of me being rolled up in a wheelchair, and I'm like, this.
Son.
Done. Fuck
yeah,
Oh, one time. Oh, this story they'll tell you it's a stupid fucked up story. We was in New York. We went to go see the Kardashians. So I jumped in a VIP, fucked up, fucking smashed. This is years ago.
Yeah.
Yo, I was still living in Jersey. I hopped in, and then one time I exited. I got lost in New York. They left me in New York.
Yo!
I didn't have my wallet on me. I had to hop the train a couple times.
John Doe.
Nigga gone,
I was passed out on the subway. It was crack status. I was
yo,
for real. It was bad. That's the story. That's back, and that's back then. Early 20s. I was smashed.
Nah, but that drunk you was talking about was a crazy drunk too. The last time I drank with your Uncle John, I quit drinking the very next day. For me, it was the Halloween event at your crib. LOL. Mika, the last time I had a drink was Memorial Day, May, almost pushing a year. Congratulations, cuz you was always a weed head, my smoking partner. We was very fucked up. Pop says still smoking, cuz I already know. Lamont, yo, Pops, he tried hanging with me and turned into the young pup that day. He couldn't hang. Josh, my nigga, I outdrink damn near everybody. And mind you, at that time I wasn't drinking consistently.
No, yeah.
This nigga, I don't know why. This nigga, yo, bro, he gets what he said. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, right?
Never came back.
We're talking. Someone was like, yo, where's Gobby? He's like, where's Mac? I look over. This bitch ass nigga sleep. Start taking pictures with his camera. He wakes up the next day. He was like, yo, them pictures are funny. Edit them, send me them. Slump. like a dead body, bro. I'm like, yo. That was crazy. And remember, Gabby even said that day, oh, I'll go home. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the crazy times. I haven't smoked a blunt since New Year's Eve 2007. I didn't tell the whole truth in my Space Jam costume. Yeah, I'm going to put that costume picture of you sleep on the floor in the intro since you lying and shit now, nigga. Straight up. We going to put you right in there. Remember we tried to FaceTime. Did we try to FaceTime somebody? And
I think it was your dad.
And this, yo, hilarious. Nigga was just dead there, bro.
Dead.
Dead. I'm like, bro, you look, he looked good. But I guess the shots kicked in. Because he was the one like, let's take a shot. And me, I'm like, all right. I'm home. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah. All right.
I exited out of that show so fast. I just went right to the kitchen. I was just watching them. And I was just like, Oh, hell no. This shit gonna be real bad. They're gonna look at this shit and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what were we doing?
And if you know Gabi's like, yo, shot. Yeah. So
Oh,
he had his little bottle of E&J in the skull. He's drinking that. We're drinking this and
First
this and
of all,
this.
He was lit during the day. He was lit at home.
He's always lit though. Yeah, he like FaceTimed us before.
Yeah.
And he was doing
already
it. Oh no, see, know what drunk I was thinking about when we tried to FaceTime Gabi when Kev was in the bathroom throwing up.
Oh my God.
That's what happens when they drink with me. First episode, he's like, yeah, and I'm over here laughing. I call Gabi, I can't even talk. And nigga sleep on the couch. I'm like, look at this nigga, he's gone. He's like, how much y'all drink? I don't know, but he dead, nigga, not me.
Nah, I knew that he was drunk when he was really comfortable. He had no shoes on. He was with his socks on.
What he say?
Making peanut butter and jellies on the sofa. And I was
remember
like,
he was like, why is Rosie eating? She said she was hungry. She told me she could have it, so I just made it. I'm like, what? So the kids is watching you, my nigga. You just here. You just a body. I was gone, Gabi. We was all gone, bro. That was a good time though. That was just a ratchet episode that I had to get the fuck up out of here. That was bad luck for the podcast.
Yeah.
It was a party. That wasn't even an episode.
Yep. It was a party.
Did you ask the third part to your addiction question?
Was it third or just a second?
No, it was just
a two-parter.
No,
she had like 10 parts of that shit. That was like boom, 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 boom.
Another question was, you guys answered it already, but have you ever felt like you were enabling a person that had an addiction?
Yes. Hell yeah.
I can't say I have. Have I ever felt like? I'm trying to think of like the people I've come across. I can't say I have, to be honest, because I'm always like in fear, like I'm gonna be a contributor to their death.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's always something that's always like stuck by me. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, don't do that, because I wouldn't want that done to me, and I didn't want that done to even my biological mom. So like, because I wouldn't even smoke or even drink around them, and even though it's like kind of like. I don't want people like that's one thing I don't want people to do around me because I don't want people. I want people to be their normal selves. So I don't want people to feel like they're like, oh, like shit, like I can't drink, like you know.
Yeah, be yourself.
Be yourself. Like I don't know for that shit. That's my issue.
Oh, you don't want me to drink here? We gonna drink.
Drink for me. Drink for me. You know what I mean? Like have fun, enjoy yourself.
Facts.
But I'm definitely not that person that wanted to like, I can't be around it. Like no. Because I got too many people, I have too many family and friends that, they like to have a good time too. Like, that's just because I have an issue doesn't mean that everybody else
Amen to that.
Gotta have an issue.
So the last thing that I had was, how hard do you think it is to tell that line from enabling someone and actually helping them? Because in my opinion, what we think could be helping could be enabling them.
Right.
Because I could be like, oh, well, like he said, like, oh, it's only one drink. Just have one drink with me. And think that's helping him control himself by only allowing him to have one, but you don't know if that's going to be a trickle-down effect to now this man is. That's all he needed was that little push of like, hey, have this drink. Right. It's okay. You've been doing great. That's now enabling. That's not helping in any way.
Right.
I mean, it's just hard because you really don't know what you say or do and how it will help if it's helping someone or enabling them. How do you handle that?
Josh, I agree with Josh too. He said it's very hard. It's very hard, I think, to determine that line, especially when you love someone so much.
That's the love of blind that shit.
Yep.
All right, so hold on. We got yes. Even though I didn't want to, you got to elaborate on that, Dad. Mika said your dad always enabled me. I'm fucking dead. Josh said take a shot for me. Drake voice. Man, our whole family enabled us. You couldn't have nothing without drinking. That's a fact. And then Andre read that one. Everyone would chip in on drinks to keep the party going. That's enabling. That's the family right there. Oh, we gonna chip in and get this keg. But you just was talking shit about this nigga being an alcoholic.
Yeah, we should just get a keg just to get a keg.
Ooh, who's this we? Not I.
No specific reason. Just, let's just get a keg.
We got a keg. It'll last me 2 weeks.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
man.
facts.
That's true. Shit's fucking expensive. I remember fucking my 29th birthday, like, I fucking enabled everyone. I bought fucking, my 29th birthday, we had it, me and Dave was living in Easton at the time, and it was big. Like, I had parents catered everything, and like, fucking, I just went and bought massive amounts of alcohol. Like, I bought did we get a keg that time? I don't think we got a keg. No, I just bought, instead of getting a keg, I ended up buying boxes of Corona because it came out cheaper and you got more. So, like, I just got a box of alcohol, shit, and people was sleeping in the grass, like, in the yard. Mm-hmm. Oh man, the times.
Like that, man.
Now it's time to elevate.
Yo, I'm telling you,
I'm putting that money towards
like
fucking future funds and shit, investments.
When you guys drop Raheem flat on his face.
Whoa.
I'm telling you,
why are you
like
always
that, bro?
On their face? Huh? Is their face okay?
He was fine.
He's still sleeping. He don't wake up.
That's when he was. Remember when he was trying to drink with me? Niggas like, I could drink with you. I said, so every time I finish a cup, you gotta finish yours. And when then I'm gonna make our cups, he said, yeah, cuz. I said, you sure you want to do this? I'm gonna give you I'll let you bow out gracefully, my nigga. I was a Henny Jedi Master at the time.
Henny Jedi Master.
Listen, man.
I ain't heard that one before.
So first, like, nigga come in, right? As soon as he come in, let's take a shot. He didn't know I had the cups made. Boom. Within 2 minutes, my cup is gone. I said, you gotta chug it now. I'm done, look. Boom. All right, come, I'm gonna show you how we make the drinks. While I'm making the drinks, taking another shot. Nigga, I was an enabler because I'm turning up. We turning up, nigga. This is our party today. It didn't matter what it was. Remember, it was so bad the one time a bottle dropped, whole bottle. Niggas was just like, we'll go back get it. Send somebody to, go get it.
Nigga, I'm talking about like, let's drain it out.
Yeah, no, it was bad. But that was you.
That was me.
She had this drainer. She's like, yeah, get the glass out, get the glass out.
But it's funny because she was like, they were talking about like draining it out.
She said, they, like, you, boo-boo. Hold on, let's get to some of these comments.
Drain it out.
It's like they force alcohol on us. Like, how the fuck can you get alcohol on GoPuff? That's crazy. Mika, we never ran out. By giving them money to get high and then get off the block geeking. Yes. Henny Jedi Master. Mac, you know the vibes, dog. Really, Vanessa? LOL.
Yeah, so serious, yo. It dropped. The glass broke on the bottom, and I grabbed it real quick. Grabbed the cup. Went to the kitchen.
Because it wasn't in the bag?
It was in the bottle. It was the bottle dropped.
Oh yeah. They kept drinking fucking glass
and
particles
and glass.
shit. Cutting your whole throat up.
Nah, it was that. Make them buttery nipples.
That shit.
You ain't gonna feel that shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yo, one of the.
Was that a Henny bottle?
It wasn't.
No, that wasn't the Henny.
It was the Henny bottle.
No. Oh no, that time, but that happened twice because that happened with Raheem on 2nd Street.
There goes the budget.
The Henny budget. Now they got someone gonna chip in on this. Yeah. But I have crazy Henny nights. Like we walked from on Railroad to Getty, and I had the Henny bottle in my pocket the whole time, sipping it. Nigga, I don't know what niggas thought. Like I was gonna leave the bottle. Like no, I'm protecting it. We get in the Getty, nigga. I take a 5-second shot in Getty. Right there. They're recording it. Then I made homie do it. It's like, yo. Then I look back and I was like, damn, that was really reckless. Too late now, man. What I'm supposed to do, man? What I'm supposed to do now? I mean,
that's a lesson learned. Those are lessons we look back on and be like, yo, damn, we ain't like that no more.
When the nigga Mondi was riding the bike drunk, perfect. I was like, what the fuck going?
Yeah.
I want to try, but I'm going down. I try up a hill, down the hill, drunk.
Ride a bicycle.
What? I'm like, hold on, this nigga's special.
I can barely drive so.
Yeah, I'm like, this nigga's special, okay? Yeah, we were really definitely enablers.
Yeah, we were.
Glad I'm not anymore. How y'all drink Henny? It tastes like a damn penny.
I agree.
First off, if you hating on Henny,
I feel like if you drink Henny, you can drink anything.
Do you feel like Henny tastes like straight, like ground, like dirt?
First off, so you eating dirt? So you drinking dirt?
Water sitting in that shit for like overnight. Fermenting and shit.
Henny's only for the strong-hearted.
Yeah.
Remember that. I didn't become a Jedi Master of Henny for no reason. Josh said, or the tip jar, people came through to drink. Where we had all right, that was a fuck you for that. Mm-hmm. It said, all tips will go towards the next bottle of Hennessy. And motherfuckers was really throwing money in that bitch.
We used to have a rule, too. Like, if you leave your bottle at our house
more than 3 days,
that's it. It's gone. It's ours. You can't come back and get it.
Nah, you got 3 days.
My thing is like, once you leave a bottle, you leave a bottle. No, like I would never be. I'm never that person. Like, yo, can I get my bottle back? Well, maybe I was. Let me stop.
No, you might.
You might have been.
I think I might have been.
You might have been.
I think I've been sober for 6 months, so like it's kind of like overclouding my judgment.
He said my judgment is a little fucked up.
Like, hold on, nah. I think I definitely did, because some niggas don't want to buy another bottle. Like,
Kev, this is what I was telling him. We was the Henny Jedi Masters. He was laughing at me, bro. 2016 Henny.
He said Henny tastes like the water left in the bowl after you clean your laundry.
Nigga, why are you drinking that, Josh? This is why you slow, my nigga. This is why Oscar the Grouch ass nigga drinking penny. Oh my god, this nigga.
But I like it.
He boiled the pennies and shit. Right. Let the water cool down and said it's Henny.
It's 2016 Henny best era.
Yo, that times were crazy, man.
I make Hennessy with anything, yo, like lemonade.
Yeah, we was always finessing. Grape soda was it. Grape soda was it.
You definitely from the hood with the grape soda and the Henny.
Nah, I put niggas on it. I said, this is a nigga special sent from the Lord right here.
That's
grape
like drinking
soda
teleport wine and shit.
Yeah. I hate teleport wine. That shit is...
That shit is crazy.
Listen,
teleport wine? But I remember getting it a couple times. I was like, yo, fuck it. It's how bad it was. Because usually, what can we get on a budget that can get us fucked up? Teleport wine. That shit like $8.
Nah, the cheapest I ever want is that Vladdy. And I drink a whole bottle of that shit.
What is it?
Vodkas.
Vladimir.
Oh, no, I stopped drinking vodka many years ago.
I was like 19. I was 19 with that shit. I don't even know how I got the bottles now that I think about it.
Vodka and Four Locos.
Nah, I hated Four Locos.
Oh my gosh, I used to feel like...
Nope.
Like a crackhead the next day.
Well, that's what made me jump into that VIP. Was I had that Four Loco. Like...
Oh, so we blaming the Four Loko. Okay. He seen the Kardashian. He said, bitch, I'm getting parched right now. I'm in this bitch.
Yo, that for a pregame on Four Loko, that shit was fucking murdered. Like, that shit was... And that was back time. That was that time. That was back in 2000. I want to say 2011 or so. Like, yeah. And that was back when they had that recall on Four Loko. Mm-hmm. So it's not even what Four Loko is today. Like they had a recall on that shit.
It was the original.
Niggas was acting up. Like that shit had you fucking eating your skin and shit. Like, rah, rah, rah. Like the fuck. He's fucking biting on your arm and shit afterwards.
We should chill with the stories because we do want to do a whole drunk stories episode.
We should.
So we telling some classics that were. Josh said could get a bottle of Admiral Nelson today for $8.99. That's Captain Morgan's cousin. He's just like, oh my god. Well, let me shout these out. This is KN Trilogy. Let me switch the camera view because I'm looking at the wrong here. It's KN Trilogy. This is my guy. Give me the cool mug. It's actually pretty dope. So go check him out. Go support him. I tagged him in a post earlier. And this is Bodega Juju. Know what I mean? This is where he's the one who make all my custom shit for me at the moment. The side of the hat reads, in the end, what we regret most are the chances we never took. He gonna clean it up more, but you know what I'm saying? I'm supporting my guy. Yeah. That's legit. It's a trucker hat, but I'm a rep for my mans and shit. I want to say thank y'all all for tuning in and shit. This was a great fucking episode. Andre killed it. Yo, I remember the old Four Locos. Nah, I felt like that shit's had crack.
You don't want to remember them shits.
No, them shits was had crack.
Those shits is fucking crack as fuck.
See next week. I don't know what we'll be shooting next week. I don't know if we might tune in. I don't know. Maybe we'll smack someone else or something, and we tune back in. Oh, he about to open his little care package.
Here we go.
He said, "I remember the Four Locos."
I'm gonna say, I don't even know. I'm about to have a whole photo shoot with this shit.
Nah, Josh is supposed to take pictures.
Josh.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like,
we're supposed to, have a website and everything.
Yeah, I got a website in the work.
To take pictures with their, their gear and shit, so we could put it on the website.
Don't forget the gooch. The gooch.
Yo, when I read this shit,
the gooch.
I wanted to die laughing when I fucking read that shit. I was like, this nigga,
the gooch.
It's about to be official tissue, my nigga.
He said, "Here I am." Well, you ain't here taking pictures, bitch. Get it together.
Hey.
And the shirt to match.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm stunting. Wow.
With that being said, we want to say thank you guys. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. As always, it's your boy Lamont, a.k.a. God's Dirty Hands.
It's Vanessa Phillips, a.k.a. Vanessa Phillips.
This is Andre Jackson, a.k.a. Andre Jackson, El Pollo Loco.
Yo, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.